Wait, no, is my camera oh no, wow. Am I going to have to, come on, NVIDIA. No, you're fine. Okay, so my camera's just frozen for no reason. Okay, let me turn it off and on again, I guess. Do we have movement? Yes, yes. Okay, hey, happy Wednesday. Things are going well. The stream is off to a big start. How are you doing? Happy holidays. Could have been a worse frozen frame. Very true, but at least I fixed it without having to reboot my goddamn computer. Hey, folks, look, do I look a bit more disheveled than usual? I kind of am. To answer your question, Potato, they just didn't show up today. I mean, two things. One, the weather is just absolutely miserable. Welcome to the weather report from New York City, where the weather is absolutely miserable. It's damp, it's cold, but not that cold. It's like between the 40s and 50s, but just raining all day, just enough wind to make it chilly and blow that rain in your face. It's a mess. Hey, welcome in, PV. Welcome in, friend. So it sounds like the people there that just absolutely drove me mad yesterday with the jackhammer. I wanted to stream, I did, but A, between the noise, and B, and I thought, all right, well, maybe once evening arrives, I'll do something. I was drained. I was drained from just like, I don't know how they actually operate those and continue to then operate the rest of the day, because they were like 8 hours straight. I hope it means they are done with the jackhammering. Clearly, they're not done because there's still a giant gaping hole in the street. Hi, kitty. Hi. Did I wake you? Did I wake you? Huh? How's that feel? Um, Giant gaping hole outside, but I hope that whatever work remains to be done does not involve making my entire building shake for hours and hours on end. That said, tomorrow is a much chillier, colder day. I'm just trying to get Esme over here. Here we go. Hey, sweetheart. Yeah, you can just barely see her at the bottom of the frame. Anyway, folks, today marks, it's a big day. It's a big day, or at least a final. We're closing out a chapter. It's not my final stream. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. But it is most likely 99.9% certain that this is the last stream that I will do from this particular location, because tomorrow morning I am going to be moving my whole setup to the brand new location across the apartment. But I'm excited for that. But also, as a side effect of that, I may or may not be streaming tomorrow. I do not know how long it's going to take me to set everything up. My mind keeps saying 2 hours tops. My heart keeps saying, you fool. Hi, sweetheart. My heart knows. My heart knows that no. Like, yes, in theory, a normal person could do what I plan to do, and I have a drawing, I have blueprints, could do that in a couple hours, easy peasy. I not a normal person, right? Look, those of you who are not new to the stream, I presume there are dozens of newcomers at the beginning of every stream, just absolutely drawn in, mystified by all of this. And then they quickly drop off once they realize I'm just being a giant nerd. Hey, Hawkeye, welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Thank you for joining the stream. Love to see it. Love to see it. But also, as I was just saying, I'm extra disheveled today because I'm prepping for the big move tomorrow. Big move, literally across the apartment tomorrow. But it's going to involve moving all of my setup, which is extensive. If I do this, like, this is. I need more water, actually. But the overhead, like all of this stuff, it has to be moved and reset up over there. And there will be a new background. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be wonderful. And I keep thinking it's going to only take me a couple hours. But I'm going to just kind of go ahead and assume that I would just don't hold your breath. Don't wait up for me tomorrow. I will try. I will try. My intention is that I will be streaming again tomorrow at the usual time, at the usual bad channel. I'm not promising. I'm not making that promise. I am not making that agreement because it's quite likely that I will be midst to just moving furniture around and yelling at my setup for not for something like you've been connected this way for years. Why did I move you 20 feet in that direction and now you'd refuse to work? I've worked in IT. I know. I know what awaits me. I know the horrors that are coming. Right? Famous last words. Exactly. So point is, I know that it is my presence on these streams that makes everybody else's afternoon bearable. I get it. I am here I take that upon myself, right? I accept that I am in a way expiating your sins and providing some level of comfort. I get that. That said, y'all might just have to do without tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see if I am able to make it happen. I am, however, excited for it because after that, one way or another, today is the last stream in the bedroom, which does mean less of what's probably not coming through because I think between the background music and video broadcast, it's getting edited out. But I will not have the cat eating her kibble right next to the TV, to the computer. Alas, a shame. Don't worry, she's going to have a cat bed, and if I have anything to say about it, I will be putting a camera on top of it. Hey, chat is popping off. Holy crap! Hey, Phoenix, welcome in, friend. Pay homage to the machine spirits. Yeah, no, I've got some candles I'll be setting up. Don't worry. Tomorrow many things will be tested. I've got all of this set up very specifically. The rat's nest that is cables, it exists in it's more of an ecosystem than a setup, really. Just a lot of stuff is kind of just on top of one another and lightly lending support to different parts of the others. And I'm just saying this is a bigger project than I'm giving myself credit for, and I can't start tonight. It's tomorrow morning that can really begin. So I'm excited. I mean, a smarter man, a more media savvy man would live stream the setup. God damn it, Dan, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I could do that. I could set up a camera in a corner of the room as I am just setting things up. That's not, honestly not the worst idea. You know what? I'm gonna try and do it all before stream time. But if it looks like it's gonna extend itself, why not? Why not? We can talk shit about tabletop RPGs. Exactly. Yakety Sax will be playing. I don't know if I can play it legally. I'm pretty sure legally I can't. But I may be able to find a royalty. I think we tried to look for that once for the podcast, and I think we may have a sort of royalty-free Yakety Sax, Yakety XP, I guess, version. Sackety Yaks. Yeah. I mean, I'll take it either way. Not the worst idea. So, I mean, okay, we'll figure it out. Point is, it's gonna be a weird day. As I said on my social medias yesterday, it's just going to be a weird week for the streams and the stream boys in general, because of that big change. And then after that, it's all up in the air. My availability for both streaming and doing anything really becomes wide open, a whole new world. So expect a lot more. But I just don't. I until I've set up the side office, I just cannot allow myself to really think about the specifics of, okay, so how are we? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do, right? But I'm thinking it's mostly gonna be afternoon and evening streams. It's not that I'm not a morning person. I actually kind of am a morning person. That's when I'm most. Despite my best efforts, I am And my every instinct is mornings are for the cozy. But once I've had my coffee in the morning, I'm on top of my game for a while. Yes, unmedicated ADHD, massive amounts of caffeine. I know. But point is, I'm actually really useful during those during the morning. So my time is actually better used just making sure this apartment isn't falling apart. And then, come the afternoon, come the evening, when it is my winning scattered just charisma. Let's use that word. Sure. Look, Dance Monkey Dance Dan is is very much more of a draw than focused. Let's do the dishes, Dan. Although who knows? That also apparently is a whole streaming genre. Anyway, folks, how's everybody else doing? How's everybody else's week? We are waist deep, at the very least, in the holiday season. It's only what 14? No, not 14 shopping days. It's like 10 shopping days. How many shopping days till Christmas? I should be able to ask somebody. The internet. Suffering and sick. Well, friend, that sucks. That sucks. I hope you feel better though. I hope it is a quickly passing malady. Because I don't like it when my friends and viewers are sick. To quote a to quote my family, I rebuke it. Just in general principle though, not in any kind of religious way. I don't like that. I don't like that. Don't be sick anymore. Phoenix, this is a command. Stop it. Also, yeah, hugs and whatnot as well, and compassion, much compassion, but also stop that. Stop feeling bad. I believe is the general advice. This channel is now pivoting to an advice channel, and my advice is stop that. Stop feeling bad. That'll be $50, payable in bits. Anyway, folks, look, today's kind of an unfocused day. I do not have a specific game in mind. We finished Exalted Essence last week, which was amazing. I'm excited for it. There are discussions within Fandible for possibly some kind of game, but they are in very early ages, and mostly consist of Jesus having seen the recent Kickstarter for the third edition, Exalted third edition, Alchemicals Splat book, and going, ooh, ninja robots. And I was like, before we try and learn Exalted third edition for a one shot, I literally just spent weeks going over Exalted Essence. The alchemicals are in that too. Let's maybe take a look at that first. And he's like, yeah, I see. So we'll see. Very early talks within Fandible as to whether we will and when we will play Exalted Essence. Alas, any more Three God was planning? Maybe. I mean, as we went last Friday, we realized that game is in fact perfect and needed. I mean, except for the whole three stats. Saying that it's three stats when it's obviously just the two stats: cheating, lying, and health. But other than that, they are perfect and don't need to be touched. Or have I taken a look at an Open D6, freely available D6 PDFs for various genres? Now there we go. We could do Open D6. So while I do want to do Three Gobos, I do also like to keep like dedicated. Also, wait. I missed Struggle Buzz's message a while. Greens from Epcot. Just wanted to say hi and wish you all well, as I'll be AFK all week and currently drinking a mezcal maize meal. Okay, you probably headed off already. Alas, Struggle Buzz, if I missed you, apologies. Chat kind of popped off from me, and it all looked like just one string, and I completely missed yours. But dude, Epcot, holy shit, I haven't been to Epcot Since I was a teenager, yeah, I think the one and only time I went to Epcot, I was a teenager, and if you are willing to judge by the color of my beard, you can probably guess how long ago that might have been. So I look forward to stories. I look forward to the stories. Open D6. Let me check that out. But also before we get to Open D6, I actually wanted to show something off. I mentioned it on the Fandible Discord. Let me go ahead since Struggle Bus is out and just press the button myself. There we go. Fandible, the best little podcast nobody's ever heard of. And but I'll go ahead and put it here on the stream for the stream onlys, right? Let's go ahead and let's. Do I have the browser up? I do. Let me go ahead and bring this here. So this is. Oh, you know what? Actually, let me open it from my local. Let me open this from my local one, so that it is better that way. Let's see here if there we. Holy shit! Wait, what? Oh, because it's zoomed in. Okay, there we go. Much better. All right, let's go ahead and switch over to the overhead here. That's which is not what we wanted to do. Although, quick preview. I'm not gonna do this one today because I actually want to do some prep for it. But just a quick reminder that soon, if not this week, definitely next week. But I want to do, again, friend of the stream, PB, she's put in an incredible amount of effort for her one-shots, custom art, whatnot, and my original plan was just to do the usual bullshit I do, but, following this book. And, now I feel like, well, shit, I got to step my game up. And so while I'm not exactly sure if I can do custom art like PB, but I got to do something, right? I got to step it up. So I'm going to, rather than my original plan, which was open up this book for the first time on stream and just kind of go through it, which, does sound like, it sounds like me. It sounds like what I normally do, and that's going to stay the same. But when for actual play, right, I should be putting on a show. I should be putting on a performance. So I'm going to spend the time and PB knows. Yeah, Potato. This is like, I'll give you a quick preview. So my stained and well loved and yet barely cracked open, because I am bad at that. I buy the games and I go, ooh, pretty, and I kind of carry them around for a bit and then I put them away, and then I never read or play them, because I'm a bad person. But anyway, Merger is a single-player role-playing game about trying to survive in a world of living predatory corporations. Your character can see these corporate bodies for what they really are. They glimpse flesh in the cracks of the cement. Are they alone in this revelation? Will they attempt to leave the corporate body or assist their mergers? Play to find out what happens. And so, yeah, it is a very it's my messy desk. A very sort of like dark, based on Blades in the Dark, take on sort of like Welcome to the Corporate Body. You work for Kane and Weaving. You're the cell of an immense being, so forth and so on. I won't continue reading because I want to save that for the actual game, but I want to look through the system and see what I can set up, what little, like, there's tables and stuff. Like, I want to set up things that might happen. Anyway, with that in mind, just like in real life. Exactly. Like, this is, I'm hoping to use my personal experience with with the corporate world, especially here in New York City. But that's not what I was trying to do, though. I want to bring up the app. Do I have? No, I think I have to do that one manually. Oh, app capture is there. It's just got nothing to capture. Here we go. Zen. Aha. All right, let's adjust you. So I coded this badly, and this version, which is just the local version here, looks decent. I have a version that's online. In fact, I'll post the link onto the chat just so y'all have it. Oh cripes! I'm gonna have to. Well, okay, I can't. I'll post the link to the chat in a little bit. But this is the version that's just stored locally. The version that I have online will not grab the CSS styling, so it looks like shit. This version still looks like shit, but but it is more effective. It is prettier. It is less shitty. So this is the three goblins generator. It lets you, inspired by the wild success of something like Shadow Dark, which lets you generate a character. Like, officially, it's not even a fan generated third party thing, right? It's the Shadow Dark creators created, like, the website Shadow Dark Tools or Shadow Dark Toys, whatever it's called, for just like one click generate a character, etc., etc., etc. So inspired by that, I was like, hey, yeah, one click, the original edition. You've got original, freedom, or combined. And as we put out more editions, I can add more, right? And then you can select a number of goblins. So by default, it's original 3 goblins. So you can go 2 goblins, 3, 4, 5. And if you just generate a single goblin with original edition, there you go. You got a short goblin with big ears. There are the stats. It tells you, it actually keeps track and tells you where the stats came from. And it tells you your special abilities. And if I generate another one, there we go. Big nose and those special abilities, buff and big nose, wiring big eyes, roll twice, etc., etc. Now, if you generate a goblin group, a classic goblin group, here's where it gets fun. You got your group of 3 goblins, so you got your trench coat for the goblins generated. So you got an officer's coat, +1 to lying or cheating rolls versus guards. And then the goblins and their positions. Goblin 1 is in torso. Twisted goblins. Since they're twisted, they get access to magic, which means they get to roll and generate an automatic spell because they can use goblin magic. Then the goblin 2 is for the head, and the goblin 3 is for the legs. And all their stats, and it's like the goblin 3 is plump goblin with big teeth, so they have a cheating of 5 because they got a +1 from being in the legs and a +1 to health from being plump. So the position bonuses apply, which is great, and that applies even if you do like a 4 goblin trench coat, a 4 goblin group. Then you've got the coat of many pockets, and you got the legs, and then you got left arm, right arm, and their specific abilities and their bonuses. Like here in this case, this one got 7 health, +1 for plump from plump, +1 from the right arm position. That guy's gonna be able to take a beating. Point is, it's pretty effective. It's pretty effective. 5 goblins, and you can go, okay, let's see, Freedom Edition, 5 goblins, let's go. And a full 5 goblin Voltron. Again, the coat of many pockets. Wait, coat of many pockets shouldn't be. Well, great, I just broke it. There we go. I think maybe I just didn't hit it properly. That's what I'm gonna tell myself. Just let me lie to myself, chat. Let me lie to myself. There we go. We got a witch with her spell. We got a filthy goblin. We got a twitchy goblin. We got a fast goblin. We got a British goblin for the legs. Yeah, look, we got so much. And then, Generate Adventure is the most boring one, right? Because it's just the goal and the main problem for the thing. But still, basically, you can do a combined edition. You got anywhere from 3 to 5 players. Let's do a classic 3 goblins, and you go, okay, cool. We got both books. We're gonna get to playing. Boom, there we go. You got a trench coat. You got goblins. Okay, everybody, step the fuck away now. GM. Boom, there you go. There's your goal. There's your main problem. Boom, you got a game start to run, right? I mean, that is a service provided for free for people. I would like to get this version, the CSS working, because unfortunately on my website, here we go, on Civilized Games, the 3 gobbo generator, kind of like the 3-body problem, but it's a 3 gobbo generator. Let's go ahead and put that in chat. Cripes, wait a minute, Control N. Can I just do, new window? There we go. Is that the one? Let's go. Okay, cool. I don't want to open up the Twitch backend, my Twitch backend, on the screen. Okay, here we go. That's why you share app instead of share desktop. All right, let's see. Go to Creator Dashboard, go to Stream Manager, go to the chat, and paste a link to that. There we go for you nerds. There we go. I put it on the YouTube chat as well, just in case anyone's there. God, I hope not. There we go. All right, chats everywhere. That's a link to the really ugly version that I cannot, for the life of me, get the CSS to apply to, but it does work. Like, kind of. It cuts off like that. I know. The problem is I'm using Wix as a web host, and that was a mistake. That was a mistake. I don't know why I picked. I really should have just picked a really cheap, like just let me FTP my HTML files to a directory, and then just point a domain to it. That's what I should have done. But I got deluded. I got lied to, and I was like, oh, I need a fancy website. I need to make my website using blocks and he made this so I can track that. I'm not tracking shit. I'm not tracking. Look, I don't know. I don't need cookies. I'm not putting ads. This site is not going to be a moneymaker. I'm not selling shit. Like, why did I lie to myself and said I needed something like Wix? I'm paying good money for this shit, and look at this. Look at this. A locally hosted HTML file C users, OneDrive. Why is it in OneDrive, by the way? What the fuck? Anyway, I guess it's saved online. That's good. But this is kind of pretty. This is fine. This is decent. If I just uploaded this to a server, it would look like this. But since I had to upload it as an HTML, that's for the fucking bullshit. Is what it is. And also, my site looks like ass. Look at this. Look at the. Can I go home? There we go. Look at this. This site is ass. This site is absolute ass. Um, this is not a site. I'm not a web designer, and unfortunately, look, I know what I need to do. What I need to do is pay somebody to do this for me. But unfortunately, I don't have the funds right now to pay. I mean, unless it's like super affordable, and the level of affordability sometimes ties to the level of, like, if it's not going to be better than this bullshit, it's not worth money, right? It's frustrating. It's frustrating. My site is ass. My site is ass. I mean, that's part of it. That's why I didn't go with just a bare server that I can FTP HTML to, because I thought, well, it was gonna look like this all the time, because I have no web design skills. It is not within me. Thank you for making it accessible. Hey, well, I'm glad at least that. Again, I'm surprised it is accessible, considering it's kind of in here in this little weird. But also, welcome in, Baithlin. So happy to have you. That is kind of like in this little container thing, which I can't for the life of me figure out why the web host is doing why is Wix doing, why this Wix not let me just upload an HTML file. It's not an option. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Never again. But I'm pleasantly surprised that it's accessible, Bathan, because the original HTML would have been, because it's very simple, just base HTML, and I tried to follow all the standard conventions. I'm just surprised that the web host here didn't absolutely freaking break that. Pleasantly surprised, very pleasantly surprised. Run a Raspberry Pi under my desk and plug into a cheap battery backup. Honestly, not the worst. I mean, I think I had an outage with my FiOS a couple of days ago, or maybe a week ago. But it was a very, very, very simple outage, nothing crazy. And it was like the one time I've had a problem, and I might have been related. I think we're going through some solar flare stuff. I don't know. It might have been at that. Point is, haven't had issues with it in like the 3+ years that I've been here. So I'd be more than willing to run my tiny little website, which is just trying to serve as a tiny little billboard for somebody to hire me as a DM. Actually, I do have one player that signed up for one of my God Machine games. Unfortunately, I need 2 more before I can kick off that game, but it still was a bit of a dopamine boost to know that somebody looked at that listing and went like, yeah, that sounds fun. I'm willing to pay $20 a session for that, and was able to, and signed up. I just hope I'm able to get a couple more players and do something about that before they get tired of waiting. Because of course, until everybody's there and the game kicks off, nobody pays anything. So right now it's just sort of a vote of confidence. But still feels good. Feels good. Let's see, general without a lot of JS and recreating. Yeah, exactly. Like it isn't. This is very simple. Like the actual HTML behind this is bog standard HTML and JavaScript. There's no React frameworks. There's no. Here's the thing. I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. Ads are about to kick off. So I'm gonna say this real quick, and then we'll run the ads very quickly. I'm a giant nerd, so I get distracted by the shiny very easily. Distracted by the shiny super easily. And there's been a lot of shiny added to the web since the days when I originally learned HTML and basic JavaScript and stuff. And so when I looked into, okay, I should make a small website for myself, for my GM services and stuff, and just to have it, right? And to offer little things like this. Everything was like, oh, you need all these frameworks and all this stuff. And hell, yeah, thank you for the Prime, PB. Thank you so much for the Prime. And also, crap, oh, there we go. And I just barely caught it on the screen because I was looking away before it faded. You rolled an 11. That is technically a success. Congratulations, PB. It is possible to fail when subscribing to me. That's the kind of experience I like to deliver for my viewers. But yes, big fan. Also thrilled that the subscription actually triggered. Absolutely thrilled. Woo! Awesome. Yes. Wait. Catching up on chat again. Generally without a lot of JS in recreating the wheelers. So point is, like, look, it hit me with all these. There's all these frameworks. I'll come back to it after as less than 20 seconds before it does the oh boy ads are coming. So I prefer to just be right back. Ads are done and we are back. Welcome, folks. Anyway, look, y'all remember when they used to call it dynamic HTML, DHTML? To me, that was kind of, look, this is my old man yells at cloud moment of, not the stream, but probably just this section. My stream is nothing but old man yells at cloud moments. Look, that's where I think web design and web functionality peaked, when it was DHTML. I guess, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's it. You do need to call databases these days, but like, look, as far as I'm concerned, all web, quote unquote web design progress since basic DHTML, it's all been for creating, corporate profit and stuff. Like, none of that has been for the benefit of society, as far as I'm concerned. No JavaScript framework was ever created with the benefit of society in mind. They're all business languages. While basic HTML, basic JavaScript, those were standards. Early web, okay? I'm there. I'm from the CERN days. All right. I sharpened my teeth on the internet of the early 90s. I believed in the internet as it was, the early open access, open standards, beauty of it all, and okay, you know what? No, I don't even need to make this argument. I'm right. Look at the internet. Look at the goddamn internet. I'm right. And hey, welcome in over on the YouTube. We see you over there. Shadowbait, how you doing? How you doing? We're doing well. I'm ranting wildly about how I hate the modern internet, uh, as sane people do. Nathan saying the good old days when we clicked uphill both ways. Exactly. Back in my days, if I needed to get somewhere, I would click on links in a web circle until I found it. All right. My first HTML editor was Notepad, a Win95. Yeah, exactly. There we go. There we go. That is correct. That is the way it should be. Sorry that Shadowbane, by the way, that you're not appearing on the stream itself. I still haven't been able to get a chat screen display that merges both YouTube chat and Twitch chat. Alas, but don't worry, you are seen. You are seen, friend. So yes, I am saddened that the fancy, like, this is the best that the fancy, I mean, look at the, okay, I guess fab button, whatever. And I mean, I'm not a designer. I'm not a web designer. So a lot of that is on me, that this looks like the level of ass that what's happening here? What is this? What are, anyway, a big part of this is on me. Why does it float over it like that? I don't know why that's happening. I'm not a web designer. This is bad. This is bad, and it's on me. But here's the thing. It's on me using these fancy ass tools that I'm supposed to be, that are supposed to be able to let you get away with all these fancy things that you need to do. Jesus Christ, I've never felt older. But like, no. If I want, wait, where'd the one that I made? Here we go. Just drag it here. Jesus Christ, it's called Untitled One.html. That's embarrassing. Anyway, look, see this my local one, which is just basic HTML and CSS. This looks okay. This looks fine. This looks almost professional. Look at that. You get results. This looks fine. This looks great. This looks much better than this bullshit. Oh, God damn it. Than this, and yet I cannot get it to. There we go. Generate Goblin group. There. Why are you cut off like this? I'm so angry. I'm so angry at this for no good reason. I'm paying good money for this. I should be saving myself so much money and literally just running this from home, because what I need to be able to serve to people is this beautiful thing. Why is this not out in the world right now making people happy? Because Wix.com, sponsor of the stream, Wix.com. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, well, you know what? Look, changes are coming, folks. Changes are coming. Again, this is the last stream that I'll be doing at this location. Next stream that we do will be 20 feet across. Yeah, literally in that direction, towards you. I'm coming 20 feet closer to you, chat. Wherever you are, I will be 20 feet closer come tomorrow. Fear that. Anyway, folks, we were looking at, while I'm here, I guess, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Yeah, that is how, honestly, what I heard somewhere. I think I'm trying to make I'm trying to learn how all of this works, and how to make how to keep an audience, and the social medias and all that. And one of the things I believe they said is you should stalk your audience. They should be. Here's the thing, right? The parasocial relationships. A lot of people are afraid. People get stalked. A lot of YouTubers, Twitch streamers, and stuff have had to deal with stalking. So my approach is I stalk you first, right? So before you can stalk me, I'm already outside your window. So that's my goal. I figure if I'm already stalking all my viewers, then they can't stalk me, because I'll see it coming. I'll be, you can't stalk me. I know where you live, also where your mom lives. So I mean, that's my approach to social media. I know it's a little bit controversial, but it's working for me, honestly. Exactly, it's the Uno reverse card of parasocial relationships. I have adopted you. You have everybody. As soon as you enter chat, YouTube or Twitch, you get added to my will, just automatically. Talk about parasocial. It's a whole process. I had to set up a little Twitch bot for it. Yet it doesn't show up on chat because it would be a lot of spam. Anyway, let's see. So what was it we were actually going to look for? It was wait, I have it here. I have it here. Potato said it. Also, Potato, I did see all your references. Yeah, React framework that research through an inner Angular framework next to a Vue framework. No, I don't need any more frameworks in my goddamn life. I am fine. Again, just basic HTML and JavaScript if you must. Unless you need to do OpenD6. That's the one. That's the one. No, let's check out OpenD6, actually. I'm curious about it. OpenD6. And this was going to be a free ad. Oh, it just went. It's OpenD6. No. I wanted to OpenD6. No, that's not what I want. That's not the website. Don't go to OpenD6.com. Do not go to OpenD6.com. That is a scam. I wanted Kagi. Yes, search OpenD6. Why did I do that? Anyway, free ad for Kagi, a much better search engine than, there we go, OpenD6project.org. Much better search engine than Google. You'll note. Let's go back just a moment. You'll note no AI crap. We got some ratings here. We got just simple things like it's what Google was before. And without the ads, you'll notice, because Kagi is a paid service. They are not paying me for this. I am paying them, and happy about it. My web results have never been better. Highly recommend Kagi.com. If you are kind of sick and tired of the Googs like I have been for the past several years, but especially since they added the AI bullshit. Anyway, there are better and more simplistic frameworks like Handlebars, Extreme per Svelte. Let's check out. All right, let's check out. There are, yes. Okay, wait. We're mixing. This is separate from the D6 project. You're still talking JS frameworks. Yes. No, I know you don't have to. I don't need to use, but even stuff. There's stuff like I'm blanking on the names right now. But there are these systems that are sort of meant to just convert just simple markdown text to a website. I got attracted to those because I really like the offered simplicity of I'm trying to remember the names, but I'm flaking on them right now. But don't worry, you don't have to be quiet about web dev stuff. Again, I do need to do something about that horrible website. There's a reason I haven't promoted it. I'm embarrassed to show it. I need to do something about it. But anyway, point is, no, please, it's fine. But there are these systems that are more like, oh yeah, you can just do do some CSS, then just create some markdown, and this thing kind of just compiles them into functional web pages, and publishes those and whatnot. And again, it sounds cool, and instinctively I'm like, oh yeah, simple markdown. It's going to be real simple, and that way I can just if I need to update the website, I can just do something. I can just edit a file and save it, and goes. And it sounds really great. And then you start getting into it, and then there are APIs, and there's things, and there's I just need HTML and JavaScript and CSS. Those are basic web standards. Anyway. Oh, and if you want to grab the PDFs for OpenD6, the OGC RPG library has the ones they release for public use. All right, well, we'll check it out. We'll check it out in a second. Oh, yeah, this link down here, I'm guessing. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and open that in a new tab. Let me just check out the website. I'm curious. OpenD6 project. Reading this document, you're probably quite familiar with role-playing games. In case you need a refresher, blah, blah, blah. What's a role-playing game? What do I need to play? Reality. OpenD6 are not meant to reflect the real-world reality. They're designed to model fiction reality. Cool. Blah, blah, blah. Time to run the rules. I want to be the dungeon master. Okay, cool. So this is the website. They've got all sorts of 3D6 engine stuff, core mechanisms, etc. Okay, this is like a full proper system. All right, I'm curious about this. All right, let's check out we'll check out the PDF later, but since we already got the browser, how's that look on let me see, how's that look on the stream? Ooh, it cuts off. All right, let's adjust this a little, because it might be better to, actually, wait, let me try something else. That's kind of better. Let's see, can we maybe, okay, wait, I can do something about this. Here we go. And then we kind of, Why am I always? Oh, because it's when it's over the screen. Okay, let's minimize here. Okay, here we go. And kind of put this here. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm about to do something on my background. I know. I know. Give me a second. There we go. There we go. So there we go. Full browser window now. Now let's go ahead and do something about my background. Let's go. Let's activate invisibility mode. Boom. There we go. Done and done. Science. Late science. This isn't just based on the old West End Games D6. West End Games released Open D6 a while back. It's a rich history of well done games. Nice. Nice. I'm surprised I've never actually heard of this. Working probably free and open. Okay, let's go. This is okay. This is much better. This looks good, right? I think we've got everything we need. Yes, yes, we do. All right. Here we go. Browser. By the way, if you're curious about my browser, I am using Zen browser. Although they should change their name. Let me see. What is it called? Nope, Zen browser. Zen browser, which just went into beta. Big fan of it. Absolutely free. Based off of Firefox rather than Chrome. Oh, hey, I was on Other Doc's channel the other night. Nice. Take me back to what I was actually looking at. There we go. Big fan of this. Completely open source. Works on Mac, works on Windows, works on Linux. Big fan of it. And if you use it on multiple platforms like I do, it can and will take advantage of Firefox Sync. If you trust Firefox Sync, which I trust slightly more than I trust Google, then you can also like sync your tabs between platforms. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Don't ask me if it's better performing than Chrome or whatever version of whatever browser you're using. I don't know. Works more than well enough for me. Completely open source. Has zero crypto, zero ads. Hell yeah, big fan. And it has this little sidebar layout, which I dig. It does have the one thing that it does have. I will say before you don't clap back at me, is that if you in the send sidebar, although thankfully it's not set as a default option before. I think earlier editions had that the sidebar thing automatically opened up to like ChatGPT. Now that's a gone effect. From what I just saw, it looks like it's not even an X's one, but whatever. But like all the default, it's no longer one of the default stages. So good. Sounds like they probably got a little bit of blowback from that one. But point is, they've been very good about that. So highly recommended. This is the what browser is Dan using stream. All right. Anyway, let's check out this actual game system, because I guess the reason y'all showed up is more for that. Free D6 engine, work in progress. All right. Completely free and comprehensive version of the OpenD6 family. Oh wait, no, so we've got OpenD6. Then we've got the free D6 engine and then wait, so what's the other thing that we opened here? Okay, so this is OpenD6 RPG library. Okay, so these are actual games made with OpenD6, right? They're not released but compatible with. Nice. All right, D6 space, D6 aliens, D6 fantasy creatures, fantasy adventure. All right, let's look at the system, because as much as we do love settings, and then I'll be curious. All right, now that we've seen the basic system, let's see how it does fantasy. Let's see how it does adventure. Let's see how it does aliens. Kind of, the GURPS-ification of things. So let's go back to the main one. Okay, so free D6 engine. In fact, let's just take them in order, right? We've got introduction, characters, game rules, equipment, game masters, setting material. This is dope. How did I not know about this before? Yo, how did I know? I mean, maybe, no, I doubt. I was going to say maybe because it sucks. No, Dan, be nice. Maybe it does, but I don't know. About to look. Let's take a look. System overview. The overview provides basic concepts germane to role-playing with OpenD6. The concepts presented herein are further explained in the rest of this book, and an introductory adventure will give you a chance to try out what you've learned here. All right, cool. Making actions. Okay, I'm already being weird about it. Why does that wording strike me as odd? Making actions. Could you please zoom a tad? Yes, I can. I see why there's a hole there. Okay, let's zoom in a bit. Wrong direction. There we go. Let's kind of, that way it fills the hole. Is that better? Hopefully it is. That's a full 40% zoom. There we go. Most games say you're taking actions, right? Or even doing actions. Yeah, it's just it's slightly weird wording. Nothing wrong with it, I guess. So each player has a character with attributes and skills to describe how well that character can perform various actions. Attributes represent the character's innate abilities, while skills are specific. Okay, so this is pretty classic stuff. Involve rolling some 6-sided dice that tracks with the name of the game. A die code associated with each attribute and skill represents how good the character is in that area. Die code. A die code associated with a weapon shows how much harm it can cause. The larger the number, the more experienced, trained, or naturally adept. Okay, each die code indicates a number of 6-sided dice you roll when you want your character to do something. Okay, simple. And some just an added bonus. Okay, so fancy way to say 3D. It's just that we're not using the 6 because it's always assumed to be 6. But otherwise, this is just pretty standard die rolling math. Okay. To represent the randomness of life, every time you roll dice, make sure that one of them is of a different color than the others. The special die is the wild die, and it can have some interesting effects on your dice total. I've had, yeah. All right. I mean, a lot of games have wild dice. I've thought about that for mine, and I don't see it. I don't see it as applicable for all of them necessarily. I see the application of sort of a wild die as something extra. Like I could see certain character types being able to add a wild die to their rolls as a character ability, stuff like that, certain spells, certain items. But I don't think I would add it as a universal for my particular system. But nothing's stopping you from doing it for yours. Goddammit, cat. Hi, sweetheart. Jesus Christ. Sorry. She's out of nowhere just stuck her claw in my elbow. Thank you, sweetheart. You want to visit? You want to say hi to the people? Do you want to? Yes? Come on. If you're going to claw me, the least you can do is put on a show for the people. Come on. No? Come on. Get up here. All right, fine. She's just going to tease us. All right, so if the wild die, let's see what the wild die does. If the wild die comes up as 2, 3, 4, or 5, add the results of the other dice. If the wild die comes up as 6, it's a critical success. Add the 6. Oh, okay. Well, if the wild die coming up as 6 is your only critical success mechanic, then fine. Leave it. Yeah, I'd say leave it there. Add the 6, because I'm interpreting, right? My first instinct with a wild die as an interpretation is that it could swing either way. Well, I guess also, yeah, it does swing either way. If the wild die, Jesus Christ, Dan. Just keep reading. Because it's right after. If the wild die comes up as 1 on the first roll, this is a critical failure. Okay, that's the music. I was like, is my cat banging on something? Hi, sweetheart. Are you going to come? Yes. Okay. Wait. I believe we're receiving a visit. Let me see if I can get her on camera. Hi, sweetheart. Are we being blessed? Are we being visited? Yes, we are. We are being visited. Oh my God! Already, she's like, Dad, I don't like this. I don't like being picked up. I think, I know you don't. But while that is streaming, that is your one and only option to get picked up, because Dad is streaming. Yeah. Is this the one time? Okay, I was going to say, is this the one time you're just going to fall asleep in my arm? Okay, no. All right. Despite appearances, I swear she is incredibly cuddly. The thing is, her version of cuddling means that I have to just lay back and become furniture for her, which, sure. Maybe we can make a stream out of that at one point, but that's not the stream we're at today. Let's go back to the overhead. There we go. All right, so if the wild die comes up as a 1, then it's a critical fail. Tell the game master will let you know whether or not to add it to your total. As long as you roll, so the 6s explode, but if they come up as a 1, that on the first roll, that's a crit fail. So that's the thing. That's a lot of crit fail on the first roll. Anything else? You had that number? Yeah, the wild die comes up as a 1 on the first roll. So that's at least the initial, not explosion. Explosions don't trigger once. Cool, because that would suck if it did. But the fact that the wild die is always going to be that. That means there's always a 1 in 6 chance of a critical failure. Like, but also if yeah, exactly. You might want to read a bit. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I know. I tend to do that. It's like, wait, no, this mechanic totally breaks the game system. The next sentence explains why the mechanic doesn't break the game system. I know. This is let me be me. No, you're right. Let me keep reading because clearly the system is more hashed out. Like, my first impression is probably not, but also just again, first impression still is like, oh wait, like, a crit fail, like I will be crit failing 1 out of every 6 rolls, feels like a lot. So I'm just talking first emotional impression. Is that the way this reads right now is that I'm gonna crit fail 1 out of every 6 rolls. That would feels a little rough. Let's see. The higher you roll, the better your chance your character accomplishes the task at hand. When your character tries doing something, a game master decides. Doesn't usually tell you a difficulty number. You need to equal or beat to succeed. He often won't inform you which tasks are easier and which are harder, though he might give you hints. The game master then uses the rules to interpret the die roll and determine the results of the action. I'm of mixed mind about this. I know a lot of GMs prefer to kind of run their games with sort of mystery diffs. Just tell me what you rolled and I'll tell you if you succeed. I tend to err on the side of, and I as a player like to know what I'm rolling against. It doesn't, it doesn't make a difference. And if you trust your GM, it doesn't, the result, the roll was the same, right? Whether I knew or did not know. If the difficulty was 12 and I rolled a 14, that was going to be a success, whether I knew that it was a 12 or not a 12. And if I rolled a 9, that was going to be a failure, whether I knew that it was a 12 or not a 12. Yes, I know that. But my heart, my heart wants to know that I was rolling against a 12, goddammit. And it's not about not trusting the GM, right? That said, from a GM side, there is a certain freedom, I'm gonna be controversial here. I fall on the fudge side in the fudge versus let dice lay where they may, but also that's why I don't usually play games like D&D and stuff, and I tend to play games that are more narrative, where the chance that your character might die, due to a bad dice roll is less. So I tend to fall on the I will allow fudging of rolls for the GM if the story doesn't quite fit the story correctly, or sometimes just the player is having a bad time and you roll from the back end and you're like your monster just rolled in it well enough to kill that character. Sometimes you don't want to fuck up somebody's day out of character too, so you might fudge that roll. That's all I'm saying, right? So for that, okay, yeah, this is better. So like I said, I'm of mixed minds. I'm not saying one approach is better than the other one. As a player, I prefer to know my difficulties. As a GM, there are many reasons to know that, to not include beyond just being able to fudge a little when needed for the story's sake, right? Let's see. It's one of the reasons why I like a cipher system. I can always fudge even if I just modify stuff using the GM intrusions, or just because I can. Exactly. That's the thing. It's like you can still your difficulty. You know exactly what your difficulty, but as a GM, you still have tools you can use to fudge with the roll. But it's actually more active versus the sort of quieter I don't. Also, as a player, you have more ways to I feel in Cypher System, especially with the XP, you have more ways to affect the final result of a roll as well, I think. Either way. But anyway, the point is, I'm of mixed mind about this. It is interesting, though, and I do find it interesting when a game specifically states that it's just the game master doesn't usually tell you a difficulty number you need to beat or succeed. the game clearly states that, that it is not necessary, which sort of implies that it's the preferred method, right? And I'm always curious about why that decision, from the game's standpoint. I usually tend to design systems where you can't do that, right? Like the one for the pool. First of all, by default, the bulk of actions just you only ever need one. And if there's ever a time when you need more than one hit, one success, it's very clearly spelled out, right? Because extra hits are not going to be a difficulty thing; they're going to be an additional effect kind of thing. So there's no room for the GM to fudge in that sense, which is both good and bad, right? Because players always know, and I tend to err on the side of player control, but also means that the GM has fewer tools to kind of maybe fudge a little. That's something I'll have to think about next time I go back to looking at Seeker's Call, which will not be right now. First, we're still going through Open D6, and we're about to learn how to take damage. But before we can learn how to take damage, we're going to learn a thing about our sponsors, who I don't know who they are. It's just the ads that Twitch is about to throw at you. It's just how it is. I would say I have no control, but I have direct control. I push the button that makes the ad happen. The thing is, if I don't do that, it happens anyway. So how much control do I really have? Think about that during your capitalism break for 1 minute and 30 seconds. We will be right back. All right, as should be done, and we have returned in order to learn. Okay, so I read ahead a little bit. I know. I read without you. I'm sorry. I know that's a deep betrayal of everything this stream stands for. But what can I say? It was right in front of me. And what was I supposed to do? Not read? You put words in front of me, I'm going to read them. That's just how it works. All right, taking damage. Okay, so we have two types of body damage systems. Very interesting. I like that there is a variety. Again, kind of reminding us that this system is meant to be flexible, right? It's a core system. It's not a setting. It's interesting, right? Because I am a fan of opinionated design. I get a kick out of seeing systems that are finely tuned for the kind of story they want to tell, right? And so systems like this that are meant to be generic, and I don't say that word it's not meant, I know generic carries a lot of negative connotations for a lot of people. That's, I think part of the reason why, like GURPS has sort of the reputation that it doesn't mean GURPS is GURPS, all right? Look, let's not sugarcoat GURPS, all right? GURPS is wild, but also GURPS is amazing at the same time, right? I think it gets more hate than it deserves because the G in GURPS stands for generic, and I think generic carries these bad connotations. It doesn't need to, right? This is meant to be a generic system for use generally. So I'm always curious about like, all right, cool. There is in fact, I saw somebody. Oh, damn it! I should have written it down. I saw somebody on Blue Sky. Sidebar to the sidebar to the sidebar. If you are not on tabletop RPG, Blue Sky. Blue Sky is I love Mastodon. Big fan of Mastodon, and we'll continue to use it. But holy shit, the tabletop RPG community from X, from the X Twitter, that seems to be where it's really coalesced on Blue Sky. It almost feels like the good old days there. Like I said, while I'm not in any way, shape, or form leaving Mastodon, we'll continue to post and use it there. Definitely the level of tabletop RPG interaction and community I've seen there is wild. It's wild. Honestly, not to shit on Mastodon. I've gotten a lot of really good people there as well. A lot of really constructive conversations. It almost feels like, to a little bit like, if you're a tabletop RPG, how can I put this? Blue Sky's where all the cool kids and most of the designers are. Mastodon is where most of the designers and the true nerds, sort of, TRU true nerd kind of people are. Because I've seen some good conversations happening on Blue Sky. I see really deep design conversations happening on Mastodon. Maybe because Mastodon also, like, it's, just because of the nature of it. But like, if you want to get into the weeds of something, especially on the game design side, like, I've seen the deep lore passing by quietly on Mastodon. While in terms of just energy and seeing new games and finding out about new things and seeing what everyone is doing and seeing the work that everyone's putting in and yes, also some interesting discussions and whatnot. But in terms of like the energy that like tabletop RPG Twitter once had, dare I invoke the ancient name of Google Plus and the circles from there. It looks like Blue Sky is kind of where everybody's, or at least the bulk of that crowd has settled, and it's not bad. It's not bad. Anyway, I sidebar to the sidebar aside. Let's get back to the actual, before we get to another ad break, get back to the actual game. So we got two systems. We've got a body points and a wounds system. So body point system, each character has a certain number. So it's basically, body points are kind of like hit points. We're figured out when you create your character, subtract the amount of damage the attacker rolls from his weapon from the total number of body points your character has. So this is the classic D&D, RPG. You've got hit points. The wound system, each character has a certain number of wounds. You roll your character's physique or strength while the attacker rolls damage. Compare the difference between the damage and the physique strength roll on a wounds level chart. The chart lets you know how many wounds your character gets from the attack. So this is more of a, World of Darkness, wound levels, whatnot. I mean, both have their applications. How do we feel about the damage systems, I wonder? Because there's nothing stated here, and again, I will continue reading. There might be more, and this is a generic system, so they're not going to give me everything immediately. Once we dive into the body points of the wound system, right? But as written, neither one of them applies like any kind of wound penalties, right? But from experience, a lot of games that include a wound system will usually use that to also apply like wound penalties, right? You have like three, like, kind of World of Darkness, bruised, injured, whatever. And the more wounds you have, they might apply penalties. Meanwhile, most systems that have hit points don't give a shit about that. You could keep taking hit points until you're down to 0, and at that point you're just down. But you don't get like minuses to your rolls because you're at only 10% of your hit points. This is usually how it happens. I'm curious to see how the system, if it does apply any of that by default, if it gives you the option. But also, like, in general, like, how do we feel as players with those systems? Like, is it, because here's my view. Here's my view. I haven't looked at chat yet. I've seen a couple messages come in. I haven't looked at them yet. But my view is, for high fantasy games, for highly heroic games, I tend to prefer something like body points, where wounds are very abstracted, and there isn't that penalty. Like, at some point you might get knocked out or killed or whatever, but until that point, it's just hit points. It's all cinematic. Because I'm a fan of cinematic. I'm a fan of cinematic style combat. In a weird sort of way, to me, systems that use wounds, and especially if they use wound levels with penalties, so the more wounded you are, the harder your actions become, etc., etc., those are almost more realistic in a way, and they tell different types of stories, right? There is a certain level, there's a certain desperation, fear, and pressure that piles on as the wounds pile on and the penalties pile on, that isn't quite there with something like a body point / HP system, where while there is mounting pressure, right, you see your hit points go down, system wise it's not that reflected, right? There's nothing additional the system is doing to push the fact that you are low on hit points by default. We'll see how the system goes. Okay, catching up on chat again. I think I'd have to see if compared to the kinds of attacks, looks interesting, and there might be different kinds of wounds. Exactly. So there might be. That's what I'm guessing, right? We'll see. This is just the intro text. We'll see once they tell us more. But I do like that you've got both options. I'm just curious, like, which one you choose. I think is gonna be affected by, or in turn will affect the feel of the game that you're trying to run or make with this system. In your system, when your character has no more body points or wounds left, she's toast. Improving rolls. Okay, so you have fate points and character points. You can spend these points in particularly difficult and heroic situations. When you spend a character point, you get to roll one extra die. When your character tries to complete a task, when you spend a character point after you've made a roll, you may choose to spend a character point after you've made a roll in case you want to improve your result. You spend a fate point, that means your character is using all of her concentration to try to succeed. You may spend a fate point only before any die rolls are made. Doing so doubles the number of dice you normally roll, usually for one round and one action only, though the game master may allow players to spend more fate points in particularly challenging moments. It allows the character to do one action really well. Interesting. All right, once a character point, fate point is used, it's gone. You gain more character points at the end of the game for completing goals. You may get fate points back at the end of the game if they were used at a brave, heroic, or climactic moment. Interesting. So most games don't do multiple kinds of. I wonder if there's going to be a theme with the system, because most games don't do multiple currencies per se. They will give you fate points, or they will give you character points, so they will give you XP, and usually those that currency stat that you can spend to improve rolls, it's just the one. And a lot of the time, like in Cypher, they will tie it to also the XP system. Sometimes they won't. Again, I am of mixed mind about that, as I love Cypher system, but it very much, my enjoyment of the XP as also fate / character points very much will vary depending on how the GM handles it, right? A GM that is super stingy with them will cause me to treat them as pure XP, because I'm going to save them so I can advance, because they're so rare and advancements are permanent. Versus a GM that is more generous with them will get me using them for all sorts of things, because I know I'm still going to be able to have enough to buy that advance in a couple of sessions while still being able to do a reroll or two per game, which is my personal approach, my personal preferred approach, both as a player and as a GM. But it also, as a GM, I know that it can be real easy to forget to hand them out. So I think with that, and that's just one currency. So my concern with having two currencies, at least it sounds like Sounds like you're not meant to give them out during the game from this description. So at least some of that, like, oh, am I going to forget that when this happens, I have to hand out fate points, or when this happens, I have to hand out character points? Because from a GM standpoint, especially if you're coming from a game where you're not handing out some kind of currency, it can be real easy to forget. You just kind of get into it, and you forget to give characters stuff. To do the thing, and sometimes the game really needs the GM to remember to give the characters out those fate points or those XP in order to progress, because otherwise you start failing a lot of rolls and you stop having fun. And again, your experience with the game can vary wildly depending on how good the GM is at handing out those bennies. In this case, sounds like it's not going to be a problem for the most part, because the GM doesn't have to hand them out during gameplay. We'll see how that goes. Try it out! Now that you have the basics down, let's try out a short scenario. All right, cool. Well, first you'll need a character. On the next page, you'll find a template. Most of the game characteristic information is filled in. The attributes and skills are listed in 2 columns on the left-hand side of the page. The attribute names are printed in bold above the skill names. There are more skills in the game than the ones listed on this sheet, but these are the ones commonly associated with the type of profession this template is supposed to represent. On the far left column, below the green line at the bottom, you'll find strength damage. This shows how much harm your character can cause with brute force. Right next to those, in the center column below the gray line, are some more characteristics. Fate points and character points show the number of these special role improving bonuses your character currently has. Funds, credit, or silver is a measure of how much wealth your character can usually get at. Below that is move. The characteristic lists the number of meters your character can easily walk in 5 seconds. This quick encounter doesn't require using any of these. In the far right column, you'll see advantages, special abilities, description of the character to give you the idea. Okay, we're just getting a full description of the character sheet. We've seen character sheets in the past. I'm going to just go ahead and look at it rather than see. So characters. Well, actually, wait. It says next page. Well, there is no next page. I guess this is just the text from the PDF. So let's kind of just keep going. Introduction. Then I have to cut diagonal simplification, key terms, system overview, tiered traits. This is a separate. Yeah, it's a separate page. Guess we haven't gotten to that yet. Oh, that's not what I want. What happened here? What happened here? Nope. Did I? Oh, there we go. Let's see. Character session. Character. I guess I would have to be looking at the the PDF. The website, clearly somebody just kind of started copying the text, which is fine. This is good. Core mechanics, right? Is this what we were looking at before? Yeah. Is there a next? Previous next post to the wild die? No. Okay, so this is the same text presented as a blog. Okay, I should just download the PDFs, shouldn't I? I should just download the PDF. Is there a PDF to download? More in progress, 66freed6.com. It's the logo. Be free, under construction, melee combat, playing the game. Is there a PDF to download? Are they on the RPG library? PB, your stuff for saying not clicking on killer kangaroos is admirable. I saw it. I don't think I didn't see it. Okay, these are wait, D6, how the game works. D6 okay, here we go, D6 system. D6 system, tryout, crumbling, Nexus Temple. This is how the game works. D6 Legend of Conversion, player book, and GM guide. Open D6 and OGL rules, D6 reference sheet. The open D6, free D6 is like another child. Oh, I see. So this is like open BDS and free, open BSD and free BSD. Is what I'm getting at here. Is that what we're seeing? It's literally the same names: Open BSD, Free BSD, Open D6, Free D6. God, these. This is the fun. Okay, so I now understand. This is not a diss. This is not a diss. Disclaimer: this is not a diss. I now understand why I've never heard of this. Because yeah. The people that care about this care about it deeply. And that's the problem. See, that's why my game is such a success, because I don't give a shit about it. Man, nerds love the words open and free. We do, because we're broke ass bitches. All right. Let's see here. All right, so I guess we're not gonna do that random thing. So let's kind of just go. Oh, playing the game. What was the gaming? 3 ways to characters interact with the game. No, these are just like, I mean, this is all cool. The melee combat, interaction in the close combat skirmish scenario. So they're both actually true. Exactly. Core mechanisms. Let's go to core mechanisms. Okay, narrative structure. Players in a 3d6 game take on the role of one or more characters they create. Characters describe in terms of their narrative background, the set of tropes and descriptions determine which abilities and skills the character is able to access and describe their role in the adventure. Cooperation with the game master, players create an adventure narrative in which players take a certain role. This is 3d6. Okay, 3d6 core rules, narrative conflict, describe scenarios in which characters and NPCs oppose each other, yada yada yada, abilities and skills, and icons. Okay, so a little bit more here. So we got normal abilities, extra normal abilities, which have narrative background requirements like wizard, mutant, adepts. Okay, so basically special stuff beyond just normal human stuff. Skills or skills. We're going to tell us about die codes again. Conditions. Okay, conditions are the single words or short phrases used to describe abilities and skills. They are to be understood in the common usage of the word or phrase. Whew. They enable or restrict abilities with a narrative effect. This is an SRD, okay? It's going to have some very dry, very specific language. Cool. I just need to get over myself on that one, because we've seen so many games that like to get, you know, again, I'm a fan of flavor. And the problem with looking at an SRD, or just a core generic system like this, is that they may be very interesting, but they by definition they kind of have to be a little bland, right? And boy, some of these descriptions are like, I know, I understand why this is here. But boy, I was gonna say need an editor, but no, this is clear. I understand what's going on here. I would not. Please do not copy and paste this onto your game if using this system. Conditions are discrete, progressive, or cumulative. Honestly, the fun part about this to me is not grab the system as is, right? The interesting part about this is understand the system and then adapt it. So, like, for example, conditions are either discrete, progressive, or cumulative. Cool. So once you understand the concepts of what these are, then you adapt in your game to different types of conditions based on the actual thing that you're trying to do in your game. Maybe this works as written, maybe they just need a rename, or maybe there are modifications you're going to do with yours, right? Right. Let's see. Each of those core rulebooks has the base OpenD6 rules. Like if you have OpenD6 Fantasy or Space, you don't need another book. Right. Like that is one of the cool things about systems like that. Same thing with GURPS and everything. Like they all use the same core system, and then you just need to get the additional cores, right? You don't need. All right, sorry. My bad. Yes, you don't need the separate core book, but also like you can do that. Like there is that core book. You know what? Let's do this. But I see where you're coming from. That's not a bad idea, because they're all using the same core concept. Here's the thing. Okay, you know what? I can't. God damn it! I could only resist so long. We'll get to this in a second. The thing is, the core rules like this, since they are a little dry, I'm trying to put on a show here. While maybe looking at one of the adaptations, right, like maybe the fantasy or the space one would be more interesting, maybe. But also they need to be generic for their genres as well. But finally, and last point there, is that at the same, or rather on the other hand, if you get familiar with the system, then you can have the interesting conversation of like, oh, how did they adapt it? What did they change in the space version versus the fantasy version that flavors them a little bit more, right? but also I don't know if I want to read through the core rules that don't have that flavor just for the for the entertainment value of it. That said, speaking of entertainment value, Killer Kangaroos posted about a year ago from Winston. Hello, Winston. Normally rather shy creatures that prefer to run away rather than fight. So this appears to be a monster, generally created for the game. So we got some stats. All right. Standing a little under 2 meters tall, weighing about 100 kilograms. Kanga fiends. Kangaroos that demons or occults have created to suit their needs. Kanga fiends. That's you were not expecting Kanga fiends when you joined the stream, ladies and gentlemen, but here you are. Appear to be nothing more than typical great kangaroos that inhabit all parts of Australia. Only upon closer contact with these beasts is their true nature revealed. They have powerful hind legs. They have the Demon Roo. Oh, they have multiple names. Kanga fiends. Demon Roos. Prefer to be a very friendly, pretend rather to be a friendly animal, which ought to be a warning sign, especially in Australia. And will approach small groups of people, although its main target is children. Mean. It hops over slowly so as not to scare the children and allows itself to be petted or fed. Suddenly, it will attack as its eyes begin to glow red. I've seen this movie. It reveals its forked serpent-like tongue and huge fangs that tries to rip the throat out of the nearest children. Same. As soon as the marsupial has killed, it hops away to another location where it will be able to inflict more pain and injury. So they're just mean, and they can jump into the air. Right, let's look at these stats. What do the stats look like in this game? I wasn't expecting Kanga fiends when you clicked on Killer Kangaroos. No, nah, but you got them anyway. Typical. Oh wait, they're two types. Kanga fiends and Demon Roos. They're not two names for the same thing. Oh no, oh no. No, Kanga fiends and Demon Roos are separate creatures. Holy shit, twist. They don't even eat them? They don't know. No, they don't even eat them. They just bite the kids and run their dicks that way. Plot twist, right? The typical Kanga fiend, let's see. So I think that's a typo. I think it's 3D, not 30. That's the kind of typo that comes from having scanned. This is OCR typo. I recognize it. Yeah, another con 30 instead of 3D. Those are OCR typos. It's fine. It's fine. Written back in 2005, and free. Not gonna talk too much shit, but also editor. Anyway, let's see. So it looks like the Kanga fiend has faster reflexes and is better at fighting, not necessarily dodging and stuff. At fighting, it's tougher, little dumber, has better perception. Than that, body points, wound levels, claws, damage 2, teeth, damage 1. Weakness to spiritual children from the Demon Roo. Children of 12 years of age who are highly spiritual immediately recognize the creature's true nature when they see it. Well, good to know. Otherwise, mostly identical. So basically, the Kanga fiend is just a monster. It's just a monster. Typical great kangaroos. So they just look like things. Then the Demon Roos are the ones that are like, they'll come for your kids. Fun division. Okay, well, let's see here. I want a Kanga fiend that stands up on its tail and kicks you into hell. I think that's an attack they have. Let's see. Hind legs damage 1d plus 2. I feel like it should do more. All right, folks. Once again, Kids on Bikes, but with Demon Roos. Yeah, Kids on Bikes. That's one I should look at it some. Not today. But yeah, the Demon Roo should be a monster. Now, is the Demon Roo? Well, I guess it has to be. Yes, it has to be the big bad. It's not going to be the supernatural element. It's not going to be the magic dog. The Kanga fiend could be the magic dog. The Demon Roo is going to be the big bad. Ooh, Kanga fiend versus Demon Roo. I'm imagining it. I'm seeing the movie poster. Kanga fiend versus Demon Roo. You know what? Let's go ahead and imagine how that would go while we once again submit to the whims of capitalism with yet another ad break. Hooray. Hey, folks, we're back. Wait, did I get disconnected? Yes, no wonder I can't hear anything. Give me a second. Let me fix that. There we go. There we go, and I can hear. Hey, folks, I don't know if the ads actually happened. I think they did. I tried to run them, but maybe they didn't run. The countdown is still telling me ads are starting soon. I tried to manually start. You got ads. Okay, so they should have happened. There's a non-zero chance that more ads will come. Because the Twitch ad manager is being really weird. It's still saying that ads are starting soon. I've tried to control it, but the ads are just going wild. So apologies if you get a second set of ads. Hopefully they won't happen, but if you do get them, apologies. I don't know. Twitch is being weird. All right. Well, let's see here. Where were we? That's not the screen I wanted. I wanted this one. Here we go. Is that the screen I've been showing all this time? Probably. I really should have been doing this screen. Oh well, my bad. Anyway, it happened. It happened. We got more ads, or no? Just the original ads. I don't know. It still says ads starting soon on this screen, and there they go. There they go. Yeah. All right. Well, anybody who's not getting ads right now, you'll be happy to know that pre-rolls are disabled for 62 minutes, and just watch the next minute and a half of ads run. Twitch, god damn it, why you gotta be like this? Why you gotta be like this? People can just see me in their little corner. Since I'm in cornered, there we go. Let's make me big here while we wait for the ads to run, so at least they've got a bigger view of my just absolutely stunning face. This is what y'all tune in for. It's basically me and that.
Yes, you are.
Yes. Oh, by the way, actually, well, I guess I should save one for when we come back, because I saw Potato redeem the curses before we went fully live, and I should run one manually for them when we come back. Let's see, 23 seconds left. Okay, we're almost done. Okay, so some folks are back. Good. Now I know the numbers on screen from Twitch ads mean nothing. Delightful. Absolutely delightful. All right. Well, looks like we're fully back. 6, 5, 4. I'm gonna wait till the 3 seconds pass. I assume everybody else is fully back, and then we will continue. We'll go back to, where were we? Switch screens to the... Okay, hopefully everybody's back. And we're back. We got this. We got this. Okay, everybody's here. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know why Twitch is being weird. But again, you will be all, I'm sure, thrilled to know that pre-rolls are now disabled for an entire hour. Everybody's very happy about that. Nobody likes pre-rolls. All right. So, cool. Yes. Drop Bear versus Demon Rue. Look, I'm down for this. Let's look at one of these settings. Because we get the basics, right? We got the basics. Like, stats are, your rating is a number of dice plus something. We've got skills. We've got and it looks like the skills are, perception, 3D, search 3D. So basically, you've got like the tiered skills, right? So let's look at one of the... Wait, no fate points for a Demon Rue? What if it needs to demolish the PCs? Right, neither fate points nor character points for the Demon Rue or the Kanga Fiend, which seems like a bit of an oversight, honestly. Like, for the Kanga Fiend, fine, but like Demon Rue should have a fate point at least. If you're going to be a demonic, like, kangaroo creature that is eating children and who highly spiritual children are attuned to your true nature, I feel like you should get a fate point for that, right? We're already homebrewing the homebrew. Let's see. All right, so is there any of these systems? I mean, I could go and look at Savage Worlds. I actually love Savage Worlds. I'm a big fan. I haven't played it in years, but I do like Savage Worlds. Drive-through affiliate links. No, these are actual games for sale. I cannot right now. Let's look at RPG library. All right, and let's see. So these are all open release. So D6 Adventure, D6 Adventure Creatures, D6 Adventure Locations, D6 Fantasy, So adventure looks a little bit more modern versus fantasy being, fantasy, and fantasy having much more of a Conan vibe. Space having a very sort of 60s old school space vibe. Except RPG, this one, you know what? Oh, okay. Okay, this is just fun. This also, of course, is Sexy Cat Girl. Aliens. Okay, this is great though. When was this printed? You can just tell this was a while ago. 2006. I mean, yes, I guess I'm gonna say, oh, it wasn't that long. No, it was, Dan. It was. It's the year of our Lord 2024. That was nearly 20 years ago, Dan. But yes, they absolutely chose a particular style for this. But yeah, wow, this also like this feels nostalgic. This feels nostalgic. Just the style of it. Oh, that's beautiful. There's a crunch to it. The fact that they're very obviously scans. I mean, thankfully they made them also like, yeah, this was clearly a scanned PDF. This wasn't a redesign. Exactly. That is very much the style. Flash. At least the other ones. This one less so. The other ones though, nope, that's not. God damn it, Dan. Nope. One of these. Here we go. Which one? Here, you. I thought I had. Oh, here we go. File D6. Okay, here we go. God damn it. All right. Yeah, like this. Oh, open it. Like, yeah, there's an old schoolness to it. But I guess it's also like, yeah, 2004. This was literally 20 years ago. I don't know. It feels older than early aughts, though. But maybe I'm just because I still think in my heart I'm in my late 20s. Okay, so let's, we're here. Let's see. Let's look at our table of contents. Character basic, attributes, creations, special points. Okay, so this is the full set. Untrained skill use, repairing, equipment, metaphysics, example skill difficulties. All right, ship design and stuff. All right, so let's look around. We're gonna skip the what is a role-playing game. There's a lot of stuff here, like the reality stuff that we saw earlier. Try it out. Yeah, a lot of this, the stuff we saw on the website, body points. It's okay, I guess, yeah, because of the fact that this is how can I put this? It's still a generic system, right? It's a little more tuned. It's more tuned towards space, hopefully, but it's still a generic system. So you still have both types of damage. You're still supposed to basically use this book to build your own, effectively. Like, it's still mostly pre-built, but some customization is required. So this is what a standard character would look like. Like, there's an old schoolness to this, which I don't mind. I want to see how it feels crunch wise, because I get what okay, station visit. Oh, hello. Wait, what's this? Now you can find your way around character template. Let's fill in the missing game character. Ooh, we can play this. Oh, let's go. I guess this is our character sheet, right? This is gonna be our character. Try it out. Okay. So this is the stuff like on the next page. This is the stuff that we didn't see that we didn't see on the website. So now we're gonna actually do the thing that we didn't get to do on the website. Okay, this is exciting. I'm excited for this. Let's see. Actually, I'm surprised. I don't think I've seen this very often before. We're like this early, like page 4. Like, we gave you a basic introduction, but like page 4, we're literally going to, here's a character, and we're going to do a sort of choose your own adventure here. And you're going to be rolling. You're going to be rolling stuff. Okay. Yeah, I want to do this little choose your own adventure. Okay, so we've got a character sheet. We're going to do it. We're going to follow through. We'll refer back to this character sheet as we go. All right, let's see. So now you can find your way around a character template. Let's fill in the missing game characteristics. To keep it easy, pick 7 skills that you want your character to have experience or training in. Look at the die code next to the attribute the first skill is listed under, and add 1 to the number in front of the D. Write this new die code next to the skill. Do this for 1 of each. For example, if you decided to put 1D in climb jump, your score for climb jump would be your strength plus 1 or 4D plus 1. Okay, I get it. Well, we already have some stats. They already did that for us, right? We have 3D plus 1, 3D plus 1, 3D plus 1, 2D plus 2 for knowledge, 3D for technical. Oh, wait, no, we have to choose the skills, right? Is that what they're telling us here? Because strength, okay, no, strength is 3D plus 1 for some reason. Not gonna think about it. Okay, also, here we go. We see the wound levels. Stunned, wounded, severely wounded, incapacitated. We don't see anything directly here, but also body points range, so like kind of equivalencies here. Interesting that like it's meant to cater to both. 1 fate point, 5 character points. So we'd have to choose some skills. You know what? We're just gonna wing it. We're just gonna, because I can't actually edit this character sheet. Wait. There is a. Give me a second. Can I open this on a separate tab? There we go. Is a D6 space character sheet here. Let me see. Let me open that as separate. Okay, that is form fillable. Great. You can't see it on screen, but I'm just gonna write them. Oh, stop that. I'm gonna write my skills. Okay, so let's actually no. Let's. Then I have to write the whole thing. Okay, fine. Let me write the whole thing, and then we'll say 3D plus 1. Mechanical is 2D plus 1. Oh, 2D plus 1. Let's see, strength 3D plus 1. Knowledge is 2D plus 2. Perception is 3D plus 1. And technical is 3D. Okay, anything else I need to move over? Oh yeah, funds is 3. I guess all that stuff doesn't matter for funds credits. Strength damage should be 2D moved. Just write that down real quick. 2D, and we'll kind of, we'll kind of ignore the. Actually, no, can I copy and paste this right here? Let's see, maybe. Copy, and this makes for great video. I know. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Hey, folks, I don't know if I've told you here on stream today, but I have written a tabletop RPG or two in my day, and one of those games, which we discussed last Friday, 3 Goblins in a Trench Coat, was recently played on a podcast. The podcast being, of course, friend of the stream, Explorers Wanted, which I'm going to go ahead and just put that on the chat. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and plug friends of the stream, explorerswanted.fm. Their very latest episode, released, if I'm not mistaken, earlier today, is part 1 of a game of 3 goblins in a trench coat that they have committed upon an unsuspecting internet. Click on that link. It is a good link. They are good people, and that is a good podcast, and they have played my game, which makes them even better. And while you should be giving them a listen in general, them playing my game is only a bonus. And if you like what you hear, they are delightful. And if you're a fan of the Cypher system, they are incredibly delightful. They are one of the longest running Cypher system podcasts out there. To me, Daniel Anderlich's running of that system is masterful. Big fan. Also, they're good role players. They tell incredible stories. Big fan. Check them out. It's Wednesday. You got to run. No worries, Potato. Take care. I will be playing Grizzle McShootface over there. That is officially his name. Thank you for sharing. I will definitely be naming him Grizzle McShootface. Let me just copy and paste that onto my character sheet here. You played their game too. That's right. Oh, well, there we go. I wasn't big in the streams and stuff before them. There we go. Yeah. And yes, I have played. I have guest starred. I haven't been there in a while. They have my number. Call me. But yes, I have had the distinct pleasure of guest starring not once but twice on their stream, and I will guest star again. You can't stop me. Although I think I've threatened Dan with playing the same character in this new campaign, and just saying like he's just the same character. He found his way over to that town, and now he's there. And now they have to deal with him too. But also, he had such a good story. Like, the fact that we were able to tie it to, I'm trying not to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't listened to the entire first season. But the connection that he had to like the sort of mentor character and all that, and like there was a lot. There was a lot. It actually worked out very well. It's a beautiful story. Honestly, I really liked it. Okay. We're getting distracted. As is our way. And let's see. Anything else I need to move over? Body points is 33. Move is 10. Let me just write those down real quick. Body points. Move is 10, and body points was how much was it? 33. Right. Okay. Hopefully that's everything. If we need something more, we will refer back to it. But I just wanna share what we've got here. Let me just change the app capture, and tell it, okay, here we go, show this. There we go. Gristle McShootface. Unfortunately, I cannot just directly paste the face, but you get the idea. We're just gonna choose some skills. So the book says to choose 7 skills that I want the character to have experience or training in them, and then we'll just add 1. So let's see here. So let's give Gristle McShootface let's give him some acrobatics. So that would be 3d plus 2, right? I guess that's how you write them. Let's definitely give him some brawling. 3d, no, not 2d, 3d plus 2. Dodge and firearms as well. These are all going to be 3d plus 2 because that's just how this works, right? And firearms definitely needs that. Melee combat and missile weapons, and yeah, there we go. So that's 7 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we have 1 more, and then let's give him exoskeleton domination, or let's give him security. No, let's give him a technical skill. Let's give him computer interface and repair. You know what? He used to work in IT. 3d plus 1, right? Cool. All right, so those are his skills. Now that you've seen them, oh, there's a whole other page, which I'm not touching. All right, so now you've seen his skills. He's basically a combat monkey, right? Let us go back. Let's switch back to the other book and do that. Here we go. Let's actually do our little choose your own adventure thing. So let's see here. Okay, so we did that. We got the D. We did that. And then you can shoot the pencil and some 6-side. No, I won't. I've got technology for that. Okay, one of them should be different color. Here's what we're going to decide, since I can't replicate that immediately, because I'm not about to set up the physical surface. But again, hang on. I'm excited. We're gonna have a setup. We're gonna have a big setup. It's gonna be a permanent side surface, not just even a table, a side surface that I can use to have proper displays and stuff. Excited for that. But since we don't have that today, we will instead be using the digital dice that just show up on my screen. So we're going to determine that the first dice that we roll in every roll is the wild die. Just keep that in mind. And let's keep going further, all right? So as you go through the scenario, don't read the sections in order. Instead, start with number 1, make a selection, read the section. Keep going down to get to section 15, which is the end, and you'll be ready for your first D6 space adventure. Okay, let's fucking go. After a long voyage, you like a little relics. Jesus Christ, what voice is that? No. That's the other thing I should do. I should take the time, and I will have the time now. I definitely will have no more excuses. I won't have the time. I should do like that. I have a voice mod thing. In fact, I have a voice mod thing. Ah, man. I say words and then I do things. This is what happens when you don't have a health plan and can't take your ADHD meds. Why are you downloading an update? Because I haven't opened you since the last time I opened you, and I don't remember when the last time I opened you was. All right, the last time I opened you was when I decided to try something very similar to this and then gave up halfway through because it was too complicated. But here you go again. There you go again. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Because voice mod is up. Yeah, I accept. Get started. Oh, did you log me out? Is that it? We're verifying your account. Yes. Now enter with Twitch, I believe is how I did that. We're trying something. Okay. I'm going to try and give myself... Nope. What the hell? Oh, clean mic. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Let's find a space one. Not Space Trooper. Let's see, what can we do? High pitched sci-fi. Let's do. No, let's not do that one. Oh, mother. Hello. Let's see. Hello. Ah, yes. Oh, this works. Okay. How do I live without? Let's see. Okay, so voice changer is on. I'm gonna turn here myself off because this is wild. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to... Oh, hey, you're seeing my login success. How wonderful. Close that. There we go. Okay, so let's read this out. I'm gonna try and do this if I can, if OBS lets me. I'm gonna change the microphone to be... will it let me do that? Does it see it? Voice mod, there we go.
All right. Hopefully that works. You know what, let me see if I do hear myself, make sure that is in fact working. All right. Oh yeah. Okay, that's working. I think no, monitor off, there we go. Okay, don't need to hear myself, that's wild. Okay. After a long voyage, you like a little relaxation, like a oval boxing session at the station gym, or maybe a long swim if they have a pool. As soon as you get off the ship, you find a room on station, change into exercise clothes, and head out. As your ship came in at an odd hour, there aren't many people on the promenade, and the stores only show their auto displays. You pause in front of one, realizing that the man a few meters from you isn't also out for a late-night stroll. You're being sized up. Before you decide what to do, let's find out who goes first. Go to 12. To find out who's got the faster reactions in this combat encounter, look at your character sheet and find Perception and the die code next to it. Wait. Okay,
I need to bind a key so I can swap back and forth. But anyway, okay, so the D number, let's see, for perception, our D is 3. So I'm gonna need 3 dice, right? Let's see. And the die code next to it, take a number of dice equal to the number from the D. Make sure one of those dice is the wild die. It'll be the first one, we know. So you would have 2 regular, roll the dice and select the option that matches the results on the wild die.
Sorry.
Give me a second. There we go. There we go. Turn the voice changer off. All right, let's roll the dice and see what happens. So see, dice button. This might take a moment to do the first load. It usually does. Lights. It's important that you see that these are lights. You can barely see that these are lights. That's not working. That's not. I mean, they're shining at me, which is great, but I need them to shine at the camera. Anyway, let's roll the dice. So 3d6. So the first one is the wild die. Let's see. Will it work? Do I have it tied to the screen? I don't. I don't have the... Yes, I do. I have dice rolls scene. So you should be working. Right. Hit it again. Oh no. I should have tested you. Is it broken? Let me see. Let me see what's going on. Oh, this is bad. This is terrible, folks. This is terrible. I hope it's not that the website that I use is down. I recommended that to folks. Let's see. Which is the... It's DDD Dice, right? Yeah, the dice. Let's see. Okay. You're not down or anything. Cool. Let me check my rooms. Stream room is live. Okay, so it is getting this. It is getting the. Oh, you're seeing my screen. Okay, cool. So if I do it here, right? Yeah. So you're getting the results, and there it is. It's just not showing up on the overlay, and I don't know why. I don't know why. But anyway, that was the first one. That's a decent. Okay, so let's refresh. It's because we technically rolled our 3 dice. These are the 3 rolls that we just did. And technically with that was a 6, a 5, and 2, but we're gonna reset. We're gonna reset. As much as I would take that critical success, but I'm not, because that I feel like that would be cheating. I just don't know why. I don't know why I can't. Wait, which one of these is streaming tools? Give me a second. Oh, let me unshare just for a second. Let me actually, I mean, I know nobody here is about to, it's like, oh boy, just waiting to get my API keys or anything. But, let me just copy that and make sure, because maybe that URL changed and that's why it wasn't working. All right, let me just fix that on my OBS. I know you all love this. You all love it when I have to stop and fix something on OBS. Who doesn't? All right, I think I need to actually, okay, you're gonna see me leave. Actually, well, no. I should go to this, and then we go here, dice roll scene, and we edit that. Okay, folks, bear with me. Things are about to get weird for just a sec. Almost. Well, that did nothing. Oh well. Anyway. Let's see if that actually worked. Also, not the screen I want it to be in. Let's go back to the game. There we go. And actually, if this works, you should just see it on the black screen there. Let's see if it'll actually work or not. Okay. There it is. Okay, so wild die is a 2. I'll bring the PDFs. Actually, let me bring the PDFs back in just a second. Let me change app capture here. Actually, let me just close that. Okay, here we go. And let's try again. So the first roll is a 2. Second die is a 5. Okay, now they're just coming right up. That's beautiful. There we go. And the last die is a 6. Which is not the wild die, unfortunately, but that's still a good result. A 2, a 5, and a 6. That's what we got. So if you rolled a 1 on the wild die, we did not. If you rolled a 6 on the wild die, we did not. So if you rolled any number other than a 1 or a 6, go to 11. All right, so 11. And then, I'm going to have to create a button for this.
Right. Since you didn't get a 1 or a 6 on the wild die, simply total the dice and add any pips if your perception die code included them. If you're using the bounty hunter character, then you add a 1 to the total on the dice.
All right, so we got 5, 6, so plus 2, so 13 plus 1, 14 is what we got. Perception is greater than 6, go to 10. If it doesn't 6, okay, so we definitely made it. So we go to 10. Let's go to 10.
You're a little quicker at assessing the situation than the stalker is. You get the chance to do something before he can react. What do you want to do? If you want to talk with him, go to 7. If you think he'll only listen to force, go to 9.
All right, so Shooty McShooterface is clearly a man of violence. So I think we're going to go with force. We're going to go with force. We're going to go to 9, or at least we will once we get back. I don't know how the time happens, but it is once again time for ads. How does it go by so fast? Especially since we just had double ads, and yet I am a slave to the little yellow counter on screen. We'll be right back, folks. And we're back. All right, so we are hopefully back from ads, and we are going to choose section 9 because we have chosen violence. Here we go.
Oh, no, that's not a thing. Well, that's cool. Cool. They're good to know that we can actually do that. Wait.
All right.
That's okay, cool, yes, but that's... how do I split them though, as I didn't actually want to, right. Okay, well, let's just go here and, try to close it, there you go. Oh, no, did we close the wrong one? No, okay. Here we go, so apparently the thing that I thought I was doing does not work, because that's an actual... oh boy, for 3 people, I'm a goddamn professional. Okay, let me try this again. And he tries again, it's gonna be, hopefully that'll work, let's see. Look, it's not a universal keybind, never mind. I guess it has to do with it anyway. It's gotta be a way for me to. Never mind, let's do it manually. Why am I wasting so much time? Because I have a problem.
You're not going to waste any more time with this guy. A little violence ought to shake him up enough to leave you alone. Look at your character sheet and find Brawling. If you put extra dice in this skill, look at the die code next to the skill name. If you didn't, then look at the die code of the governing attribute, Agility. Take a number of dice equal to the number in front of the D of whichever one you're using. Make sure one of those dice is the wild die. Roll the dice. Yada, yada. Oh, voice died. Well, that's great.
That's great. So you're gonna hear me now. Hello, you hear me now? Am I being heard? Yes. Okay, boys. Microphone's working. You know what? Let me check something real quick. What happens if I do this?
Ha ha ha. Oh, that still works.
Ha 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 ha. That also works. I don't know.
Look. Heard, normal. All right, you know what? Let's just stay normal because the systems are our enemy and they are trying to hurt us. I think is what we've discovered. Keystroke. Okay, so the keystroke does appear to be working, kind of, but also I don't trust it. So I'm just gonna continue with my lovely voice until I have the time to properly figure that. I feel bad because voice mod always feels like it should be a lot of fun, but I can never quite get it to get it to the point where I trust it. You know. All right. Anyway, also like this also crashed. Why are so many of the programs and things within like streaming so janky? Like ground control just occasionally just stops showing chat. Like it stops updating chat, and there's nothing you can do about it except restart the program, which clears out chat. There's a reason I have like 3 different chats open. Don't even get me started. Right? It's just why is so much streaming stuff so goddamn janky? Anyway, let's roll some dice. So we're rolling Brawling. Oh no. Is Brawling one of the ones that I forgot to pick up? No, it's under Agility. Okay, I did. So it's 3D plus 2. So let's go again. Let's roll some dice. So first dice. This time it'll work. It won't require me to go to the goddamn website. First die is going to be our wild die. Let's roll it. That's a 5. Not a wild explosion, but still not a bad roll. And then the other 2. 6 and 6. Holy shit. Almost a triple 6. Would have been wild if I'd gotten that, but alas, just fucked this guy's day right up. So that's 17 plus 2, because 3D plus 2 on Brawling. That's an 18, and according to the book, the dice is definitely greater than or equal to 5. So go to 8. Let's go to 8. You quickly approach the stalker and give him a quick and sharp jab on the jaw. He looks at you with surprise and anger. "I'll get you next time, bounty hunter!" he screams as he runs off. Go to 13. That was an unpleasant encounter, not unusual considering your work, but nothing you ever enjoy, no matter how many times it happens. You decide to return to your room and get a little rest instead of risking another encounter. Go to 15. In a full-length adventure, you'd have a lot more choices, but hopefully it's... Okay, so we got the basics. We met a guy, we decided to punch him, and so we did. Let's look at what would have happened, right? This is choose your own. So if that first roll that we rolled had actually been, so this was the faster reactions thing. So if we had rolled a 6 on the wild die, if that had been an explosion, we would have gone to 6. We should have rolled a critical success on the wild die, add the 6 to the total of the other die, and only roll on the wild die again. So we would have, let's say we would have rolled that, so it would have been a 6, and then we added another 5, so 11. So that earlier roll would have been like a 20-something. If you get any other number, even a 1, simply add that number, then go to 10. And so 10 would have been your little quicker assessment situation, the stalker, which is what I got anyway. It's just a way of letting you know if that had been a success, you would have even added more. Then we go to 10. You get the chance to do something before he can react, which is what I did. And I thought he would only listen to force. Let's go with that choice. But this time, let's say if we had gotten a crit, the wild die, okay, it would just been increased. So there's nothing extra we would have gotten here for a crit on that one. So that's fine. If we had failed, let's go back. If we had failed on the faster reaction, gotten a 1, that would have been a crit failed. Go to 2. You roll the critical failure on the wild die, take away the 1 and your highest number, read the result on the remaining die and add any pips if your perception die code included them. So you can still crit fail? And in theory, no. Okay, still failed. I was gonna say, because you still, like, it would have been possible if you rolled high enough. Like, let's say the first roll had been a 1. I'm not gonna roll then, just assume we got a 1. Then we got the other 2 dice were a 4 and a 2. Okay, that's definitely a fail either way. But then that would have been, take the highest number. Okay, so it would have been the 1 that doesn't get counted, and that 4 would have been only with a 2. And then I would have added plus 1, so it would have been a 3, still would have failed. But in theory, if that extra roll had been something like, okay, not a 2 again. It's just 2s from now on. Wait, that one's under my screen. Jesus, never mind. If I had gotten a 6 and the difficulty of the roll was a 5, even though I did a crit fail, technically would I have succeeded? I don't know. I don't think so, right? It just means, I mean, I'm guessing it would have been some kind of success with complications. In this case, it's a simplified example, right? So maybe not. But point is, then go to 5. Stalker must have had a plan in mind for starting to approach you before he can react. He rushes forward to punch you, yelling, "You scum bunny hunter! I'm gonna get you for what you did to my brother." His mild sting connects with your stomach, causing you to stagger a step. Let's find out how much that's going to hurt. Your ability to resist damage causes your damage resistance total equals the armor value of any protection you're wearing, like your coat, plus any other modifiers. As there are no other modifiers, so your damage resistance total equals 1, which is the armor value of the coat. Your adversary did 4 points of damage with his fist, so the total amount of injury you take equals the tough's damage total minus your damage resistance total, or 3 points. Subtract 3 points from the total number of body points you have. So you took 3 hit points of damage. Solid. Not even enough to knock the wind out of you. Now it's your turn. Okay, so now instead of fighting, let's say we decided to talk. Go to 7. You stop and stare through slitted eyes at the man as he approaches you. Some reason you're following me, sir? You're the bounty hunter that threw my brother in jail, ain't you? Spits the man in a gruff voice. I want your hide. If I got your brother, what makes you think you can get me? Let's be reasonable here. If you've got a problem with what happened to your brother, take it up with the authorities he's in custody with. Why don't we find a bar and I buy you a drink? Look at your character sheet and find intimidation under knowledge or persuasion under perception. If you put extra dice in either of these, look at the die code next to the skill name. If you didn't, then look at the die code of its governing attribute. Okay, so knowledge or so intimidation or persuasion. According to my character sheet, my persuasion is, let's see, persuasion says it under, god damn it. Oh, here we go. Intimidation is under knowledge, persuasion under perception. Okay, so perception is intimidation, so intimidation would be, perception would be 3d plus 1, so that's a good one. Really? Oh, no, persuasion is perception. Okay, persuasion is a good one. Intimidation would be knowledge. Weird. That's only 2d plus 2 versus perception 3d plus 1. Okay, I'm going to take persuasion. Let's take persuasion. All right, so let's do 3d plus 1. As always, the first die is the wild. That's a 4, not a wild explosion. And a 6. And a 5. Holy shit, I'm persuasive as fuck. When I'm actually rolling, when I'm trying to show a normal roll, holy shit. Yep, sorry about that, folks. When I'm trying to show a good roll for this particular reason, it's just once all the way down. But okay, I'm going to assume I just demolished him with facts and logic. The dice roll is greater than 15. It was. Wait, wasn't it? Yes, it was. It was. Go to 3. So this is a very hard one, apparently. And yet, look at me go. So go to 3. The man seems shaken by your talk. He opens his mouth to say something, then merely spits at you and slinks off. Go to 13. And then that was an unpleasant encounter. Yeah. But if we had failed, or if we had, let's see, okay, there's no real crit or anything. It's just add or remove, so nothing crazy there. If we had failed, that would have been a 14. He sneers at your ridiculous statement, and he rushes forward to punch you. His wild swing connects with your stomach, causing you to stagger a step. Let's find out how much it's going to hurt, and then we do the whole thing, blah, blah, blah. So he punched you for 3 points. You ain't much of a bounty hunter, he scoffs. You can't be the one that brought my brother in. He shoves you for good measure and stomps off down the promenade. And then back to, that was an, okay, so we saw the options. Pretty simple, nothing crazy about the system. Just look at your stats and roll that many dice. Yeah, pretty straightforward. So now, the things I'm actually interested in is, first of all, do they have any additional, they have all the basic stuff, agilities, knowledge, stats, advantages, cool. Do we have anything like, what if I want to be an alien, what if a mutant, what if I want to be a robot, what, etc., all that stuff. So let's see. Game Master and players can use the character options to tweak their starting character human to base on any sort of species concept they desire. The next chapter, Aliens and Humans Offshoots, provides some generic non-human write-ups. I should probably zoom in a little. There we go. Oh, ugh. Wow, that's zoom. Okay. Crunchy scan. Oh boy. All right, cool. Good enough. Okay, so let's see. Let's go. Then we got disadvantages. Man, this feels, again, it's a very different system, but at the same time, like some real like GURPS feels on this. Like this stuff, there's a GURPiness to it, for lack of a better word, a GURPiness to this design that I kind of, it feels really nostalgic. All these special ability names. Okay. So we've got abilities, got special abilities and creation points. So it's a point-based character intent. But let's go back. Okay, so character options. So it's in this chapter. Players want to explore more of the character's possible backgrounds and abilities. So it's expand the character concepts. So questions to ask about your character. Character options. Aliens and mutants. Setting character options. Advantages, disadvantages, and special abilities make the character more interesting and more or less effective and more fun to roleplay if you do it right. You know the story of your character, here's what that story means. Advantages are perks that the character has because of her status in society, the people she knows, or something in her background. Disadvantages hamper the character in some way, so basically merits and skills that might affect and merits and advantages and disadvantages or merits and flaws, stuff like that. Game mechanics with the description of several advantages, disadvantages, and special abilities. You'll notice references to game mechanics that haven't been explained yet, like the critical failure die result and the names of difficulty levels. If this is your first time playing a D6 game, you can ignore these for now. You'll learn more about them in the next chapter. Cool. Okay. So special abilities are those talents or gifts that exceed the usual natural abilities of a human character. So magical, super science, cybernetic, etc., etc. Organizations, okay, cost of character creation. Each rank and advantage or disadvantage is worth 1 creation point. So you get 10 creation points. Each rank, so rank 2, rank 3 is worth that many points. Rank 4 disadvantages gives you 4 points or dice. Okay, so they don't stack, which is cool. In terms of, like, I'm thinking like World of Darkness cost, right? Where each level cost twice as much as the previous one. Now it's just like this 1, 2, or 3 creation points, not 1, 3, or 6 creation points, which would be the World of Darkness mechanic, which always hurts so bad. All right, so easy peasy, right? We got that. We balanced it out with limitations and disadvantages. Nothing too crazy here. So let's look at some examples, I guess. So Achilles heel is a serious weakness, so that's a level 3 one. Oh, they start level 3. Achilles heel has, let's see. Go back up. Achilles heel has an R3 and R4 with some examples for R3 and examples for R4. Allergy, cultural allergy, environmental incompatibility, metabolic difference, nutritional requirements. Okay, or allergical. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back down. Wow, this was actually a lot. Okay, so a level 3 Achilles heel allergy would be something like a reasonably common thing that they cannot always avoid strongly affects their character. When exposed to the allergen, the character must generate a moderate strength or stamina total as an action, or she takes 3d in damage. You call that a reasonably common? I mean, yes, strongly affects. I mean, I guess you don't want it to just be, oh, my character is sniffly, like it's, especially since it's a level 3. It's an Achilles heel allergy, right? It's not the allergy disadvantage. It's the Achilles heel allergy. So yes, it would be something something relatively common that you cannot always avoid. Strongly affects you. Okay, now that makes more sense. I kind of overreacted. Because I was like, that's not how all allergies work. Like, I'm allergic to dust. It doesn't cause me physical damage. But then again, yes, there are allergies. Yes, okay, I get it. Achilles heel. Dan. But then the level 4, the same rules apply as for allergy, say that the character cannot perform any actions except running away while exposed to the allergen. So basically kryptonite. Let's see here. Let's take... metabolic difference, okay. The character needs more life support, typically food, than normal, and begins to take damage after hours of malnutrition. For food, the character eats equivalent of twice as many meals per day as the average human. For instance, the character must eat a meal every 4 hours, or every 4 hour after the 4 hour up, the character loses 6 body points or 1 wound level, which cannot be recovered except by eating. As another example, 3 times per day, a different character may need to eat twice as much as a normal human. This is a Wally West like Flash, which by the way, one of my favorite superheroes. Flash restriction. Is there a metabolic difference? No, there isn't a metabolic difference at level 4. But that's very close to like you just need to, except, I think it was just mostly that he was just always hungry and his powers required it. I guess he could in theory starve. But I kind of like that. If you want to have a Wally West kind of thing, All right, cool. Let's look at some some real grotty art. I do kind of dig it though. Let's look at some actual bad luck disadvantage. This one's for Dave. Let's see, levels 3 and 4. Do we have it at level 2 as well? Yes. Level 2 bad luck. Let's see. Character is exceptionally unlucky. Disadvantage is under the game master's control most of the time. Easiest way to handle it is whenever the player rolls a critical failure but something bad happens. In addition to taking away the highest die in the roll, the game master can choose from not allowing the player to re-roll critical success until the end of the scene. The character losing an action during the next round. So this is just the hey, give the GM and his cues to fuck with you. Power. You can take bad luck even if you have good luck or great luck. Character may on occasion use the benefits of the good luck or great luck to get out of trouble, but it's the way it works. Also, the game master should remember the character has bad luck, not the player. Thank you for adding that. Yes, because this up until now, the description of this was, this is the fuck with your player power, which, you know, I always appreciate. If the player gets a consistent streak of rolling critical failures on the dice, which can happen, the game master starts skipping the invocation of bad luck occasionally. Yeah, more than 2 or 3 or 4 curses of bad luck during an adventure is a little much. I love how it's like, hey, it's a character, not the player. Please don't punish the player. Bad luck level 3, the same, but a critical failure total equal to 1 or more of the die code bad luck to activate. Okay, so it's more likely to activate on a bad roll, even if it's not a critical. And then level 4, on a roll equal to or less than 2 or more than the die code of the skill or attribute. So, okay. Got it. Just means it keeps getting worse. Okay, let's look at some of the actual advantages. Wait, employed is a disadvantage. I guess the character has a job. Maybe the job relates. Yeah, because it's going to restrict you. It's going to restrict what, you know, that occasionally you can't show up to the monster hunt because you got to show up for work. So yeah, no, I get why it would be a disadvantage. That's fine. Enemies, hindrances, infamy, prejudice, pride and prejudice. Look at them. No, that's price and prejudice. Completely different. Quirks, personality quirks are more serious. Interesting. So this is how it's handling kind of madness through quirks. Dependency, kleptomania, indecision, stutter. Level 2 quirks. Dependency, secrets. Interesting. Not opposed to this. But it's an interesting division. So let's see, a level 3 personality quirk, quote unquote, of paranoid. The character trusts no one. He receives a +6 to the bonus number when trying to resist con attempts, but he also receives his bonus when trying to be persuaded, and he must be persuaded before he'll help even his closest friends. Everyone is out to get him. Cool. But also, I mean, I guess it's a level 3 thing. But boy, I can see that getting real annoying. If any time we have to go somewhere, the other players have to roll to convince my character, and it's a roll that he gets a +6 bonus to, or otherwise he's just gonna be a paranoid. Like, I get it. I get that it's a cool idea. But in practice, that sounds like a nightmare. That sounds like a nightmare to roleplay through unless you've got a lot of real good trust. But an asshole character with that ability would just suck the fun out of the game for everybody. I can just see that. All right, are there any of these that are good? Let's keep going. Okay, contacts, equipment. Oh. Okay, this is interesting. Equipment, level 1 equipment. By the way, I love this art. This art is very cool. I really dig that. Equipment R1. The character gains a piece of equipment he would not normally have because it is too expensive or quote-unquote unavailable, but only if it is allowable under the game setting. For instance, a character could start the game with a small laser pistol, but not a mini rocket launcher, unless the game master runs the lawless setting. The last ladder is quite powerful. It should be generally unavailable for civilian use, and even characters with military backgrounds should have the equipment R2 advantage again. Blah. Alternately, the character could take a lot of little pieces of equipment instead, more than what the game master would normally allow. Basically, equipment totaling cost not more than about 1,000 credits. Interesting. Equipment R2 will be difficult to... So the equipment thing is specifically for stuff that your character wouldn't normally have, or for just massive amounts of regular equipment. Special items, unusual effects, so basically magic items, or in sci-fi setting, you know. All right. Let's keep going. Let's get trademark specialization. Okay, it's an extra bonus to your dice. You know, that's the thing with these games, that they have the huge lists of skills and abilities and attributes. You can just keep going forever. It sounds like the making of a MacGyver character, right? Let's see. Attribute scramble 4. The character can adjust an... Okay, these are powers at this point. Special abilities. Okay, these are special abilities. Accelerated healing, ambidextrous, animal control. Some of these are self-explanatory. Armor defeating attack, you know, it penetrates armor. Atmospheric tolerance, you can breathe one form of atmosphere. Attack resistance, sure. Then attribute scramble. This is a level 4. Character can adjust an opponent's or a friend's attributes temporarily. She gains the scramble skill at +1 per rank in a single version of this special ability. It is a perception skill described only here, which she can increase as a normal skill. The scrambler must pick as her focus either physical or mental attributes, though never extra normal funds or special abilities. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, pick a type, either physical or mental abilities that you can scramble. You go after a target with a brawling roll. You may choose as a multi-action to also perform a scramble attack versus a roll for targets. No close combat attack is necessary for a willing target, though the willpower or knowledge check must still be made. Interesting. So basically, if you're trying to do this in a fight, you got to split your action because you're trying to hit and activate scramble. If you're not doing it in a fight, you just roll normally, willpower or knowledge, or rather, scramble versus the knowledge roll. Willpower knowledge roll, right. The act of scrambling still counts as an action. The scrambler's total is higher, but not equal to. She may shift her target's attribute points around within certain limits. The close combat attack does no damage. She may increase one or more related attributes by a number equal to the amount she takes away from others. So basically, you get to mess with someone's abilities. Cool. Interesting. I guess it would be neat to, like, be able to touch like a big burly character and switch all their strength to dex or something, and then have them be unable to wield their weapons, stuff like that. Yeah, that could be fun. That could be fun. And we have some other superpowers. Elasticity, you can stretch, elongate, and compress your body. Very nice, although it only applies. Okay, you can 1 round or more to slip through small openings, so that's cool. Something you wouldn't be able to do. So here's the thing. Here's a thing. I gotta think about this for my game a little, because on the one hand, I have several abilities that all they really do is give a dice bonus, which is fine. So does this one, right? Elasticity gives you a +1 per rank to acrobatics, dodge, or sleight of hand totals. In addition to con totals, when using that skill to disguise your own appearance, cool. But it's also giving you something that nothing else but elasticity gives you, which is that whole like slipping through small openings and stuff. It's not just a bonus to certain skills. There is something specific that it lets you do that you wouldn't be able to do did you not have this. And that's something that I kind of gotta reapply to some of the things in my game, because I kind of dig this other games when they do that, when it's like, oh, this whole thing, the description, everything, it's just flavor. All the ability does is give you a bonus. And some of that stuff should exist, but for stuff that's supernatural flavor, that are powers, I feel like it's missing some flavor if all it does is a stat boost. It should at the very least do something else that not doing that through magic wouldn't give you, right? Like if a fireball attack is going to do damage, so does a sword, so does a knife, so does a punch, so does a rock. What does the fireball do that's special? Right? And, you know, that one's very obvious, right? It would burn or whatever. But you get the idea. You get the idea. So I like how they're doing this with elasticity. It's something that I do need to keep in mind for my own games. Another thing that we need to keep in mind, of course, is that ads are always here, always coming. There is no escape from the ads. Thankfully, this will be the last ad break of the show, as at 5 p.m. as always I will quit. So we'll be right back, folks. All right, we're back. We're back. Sorry about the delay. I had to answer a text, but it was a good text. I actually have interest from a local group to potentially run a game for them, for money and everything. Even everything's coming up, Dan. We'll see. We'll see. Wish me luck. Anyway, all right. Let's wrap up. Cheers. Hey, potato. Yes. Looks like, hey, again, everything's coming up, Dan. Let's hope for the best. All right. So I like what they're doing with elasticity. I got to look at that for my own systems. What I was saying is there's a danger. You can just kind of lose yourself in these lists of powers and abilities. But overall, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. See glider wings, so you can have your sort of the whole thing. Oh yeah, they're replying back. They're very interested. Yeah, I'll reply back properly. I told them I'm finishing something up, but I'll chat them back later. Hyper movements and super speed, cool. Immortality, love it when a game just lets you buy immortality for 7 points. Character is immortal, though she will grow older at a decreased pace compared to the rest of her species. She loses 0 body points, she doesn't die. She will not go unconscious or bleed to death as mortally wounded characters do. Thank you, Bathan, thank you. But she will not heal without psionic or similar special aid or the accelerated healing special ability. Her arms could be blown off, her abdomen eviscerated, or whatever. Or whatever. I love that. Their arms could be blown off, her abdomen eviscerated, or whatever. She may perform only the most minimal of physical actions, such as squirming, and some actions may be impossible. She may rely on her agility for initiative purposes only. All right, there should be one particular set of circumstances where the character will live forever. So killed directly by an external blast, drowning, decapitation, and so on are all good examples. Okay, I love this. The flavor of immortality is basically the almost like the I cannot die kind of immortality. That's kind of cool, actually. It's interesting. I'm failing to grab the right words, but it's possession limit. The thing with systems like this and stuff like GURPS, I keep bringing up GURPS as the most obvious immediate example that comes to mind that is like this, because there's Fate Core, which is also kind of like a generic system that's meant to be adapted. But Fate Core is kind of opinionated in its own way, because Fate is a system meant to, at its core, allow you to play capable, not necessarily powerful, but capable characters, right? It is meant to be sort of heroic role playing. Like that's their intent, and they state as much in the rules that is the kind of player, that kind of character you would make with the base Fate Core system is a character that's going to be good at what they do. Which doesn't sound like much, but you'd be surprised with a lot of other games, right? Where that is not the priority. Your character is not guaranteed to be good at the thing, because, games have different reasons for that. You may be playing a horror game, or a game where, like, your character is meant to be weaker, etc., etc. Fine, not a value judgment, just saying. Fate does have that sort of opinionated design, where even at its core level, the types of characters in games that you would play with a Fate system are meant to have that type of character. With systems like this one and GURPS, they're trying to, in a way, be everything to everyone, right? So you're able to make like a low-level street rat character with nothing special except, like, a las gun and there's clothes on your back and a couple of skills, up to, like, as we're seeing on screen right now, basically Superman, right? All the way up to, I've got immortality, I've got, here we go, I saw something here, the ability to friggin' do a full possession of the body of somebody's, hey, afraid to say, that one doesn't pop up on this screen, does it? Does it? Can I pop it up manually? I think it doesn't pop up on this screen. There it is.
Yes, you are.
There we go. Also, I owe Potato one, because Potato cashed one in before I was live. So Potato, I did not pop on this screen, because I have to double check this screen. I've been using this screen more often.
Yes,
Manually,
you are.
I can curse you all, but not. I don't think it triggers with the redemption. I'm not sure why. I gotta check that out. But there we go. You got the one you redeemed a while ago, Potato. You got the one you just redeemed now, and I threw in an extra one for your convenience. Welcome in, friend. I hope you're doing well. I hope that the week is finding you well. As I said earlier in the stream, last stream in this room. You can't see me. Actually, my background is transparent right now, but you get the idea. Last general stream. Ooh, I'm semi-transparent. I just realized you can kind of see the page. I'm a tiny bit transparent. Anyway, we are moving to a new location 20 feet across on the other side of the apartment tomorrow, which means do not my friends, get used to having streams daily, for you will become dependent upon the streams. No, there's a solid chance I may not stream tomorrow because I will be setting up the new location. But if I'm able to do it, I will. I'm hoping I'm able to finish it all up in time to have a stream tomorrow at the usual time. At the new location, and then after that, it's a whole new era. It's a whole new era. I'm going to be basically streaming 24/7. It's just what it is. I'm not becoming a 24/7 streamer, but I'm kind of aiming right now for like a sort of a 40-hour work week kind of streaming situation. We'll see how that goes. Although I also apparently have people willing to pay me for games, which that's getting better. It's getting better. We're seeing progress here, people. I might just be able to pay rent in 3 months. Who knows? Who knows? Wish me luck. Wish me luck. Anyway, it is fun that games like this. By the way, something that none of you have seen today and really should have happened is that I haven't gone moth for you, and I feel bad about that. So before the stream ends, because we are in the last like 12 minutes of stream, I figured I should just be a moth just for a little while. There we go, and I can come back now. There we go, just a little bit of moth there, yeah, as a treat. Let's see. But yeah, the characters in a system like this can be more varied than a group of fairly similar adventures. Exactly. Like, and I don't mind it. Again, this is not a criticism in any way, shape, or form. It is just a fun little sort of quirk, really, of generic systems like this, that since they do need to kind of be everything for everybody, you'll find this just incredibly widespread and varied your digital superpower arriving late to streams. Well, again, I've read this. The good news is I'm going to be streaming more coming soon, and probably my hours might change. I'm not sure if the afternoon streams. I think we might still have them like due from like 2, but maybe they'll actually go to 6. What I'm thinking, or still just 2 to 5 as we've been doing before. Then I take a break and then I come back later in the evening and I have dinner or whatever. I don't know. I want to figure out a good schedule for some longer stream days and stuff, and more variety and a lot of other stuff. It'll be fun. But yeah. Like these games, like look, the whole shape-shifting here and a whole shape-shifting subsystem, which fuck yeah. But like that needs to be there right next to simple stuff like sense of direction, or like the basic stuff. Like I just like that you are presented with just this toolbox, this toy box almost, and then just go wherever you want in whatever direction with. 24/7 on Civilized Dan, yeah, basically, because I that's the thing. Like, look, it's not a secret. I have a housemate who I'm very fond of, and I care for very deeply. But they are moving out, and they're starting a new life, and I wish them the best. But then that means that now I have more room in the apartment, and just I can do whatever I want, right? So if I want to stream at 3 a.m., I can do that without worrying that I am waking up a housemate or anything like that. Am I going to be streaming at 3 a.m.? I don't know. No, I do rather enjoy getting a good night's sleep. But point is, it gives me a lot more flexibility. So, excited to see where that will lead us. So while I will not be going 24/7, I will definitely be around a lot more often. So we'll see how that goes for everyone involved, including myself. This is an experiment. Let's see how that works out for me. Okay, so we've got cybernetics and special abilities, non-24/7 sleep disorder for the win. Look, one of the best things I ever did for myself was figure out a routine and the right set of tools. And I'm not going to go into it. The more money than sense was spent into that bed. Doesn't look that fancy from you can't see it in my background. It's transparent right now. Point is, if you could see the bed behind me, which was the last time, in fact, we're kind of done. We're kind of done. And I'm not gonna switch out. You don't need to see my bed. If you saw the bed over the stream, that was the last time you were gonna see the stream. Oh, hey! Welcome in, Freitas. Thank you so much for the prompt. What did we? Oh, that was a success. Yes, that was a 10. Just barely a success. PV subscribed earlier this year. She got an 11. Still a success. Well done. No worries. Yeah, you can see it. I know, babe. I know. Point is, had you seen my bed, that would have been the last time you would have seen my fancy ass bed. It doesn't look fancy. Trust me, it is. But anyway, one of the best things I did for myself was getting my 7 hours of sleep every night. Did you see me this frazzled? Trust me. It doesn't get better. This is as good as it gets. It's as good as it gets, folks. This is me with a full night's sleep. You don't want to know what it's like if I don't. Um, anyway, okay, look, we're finishing the stream. It's 4:53 for on my clock. We're finishing the stream. We just got to the aliens and human offshoots section of the stream, which I would normally love to dig into. And you know what? Going forward, we'll have more time. I think we can. But for today's stream, alas, I think we need to start wrapping up. Are we going to come back to this? I think so. I think I want to. Okay, here's the thing. I want to go a little bit further here. Because there's cat people. And of course, I need to know. But there's bug people and stuff. Look, I'm down for all of this. I want to see more about the bug people and the cat people and the cybernetics and all that stuff. And I want to compare it to the fantasy version. I want to see, now that once we've gotten a taste for how this base system works with a glazing of sci-fi, now I want to see, okay, but now how's that same base, the rice, go, but instead of mixing it with pork, let's mix it with shrimp. Pork here being sci-fi and shrimp being fantasy, as is pretty classically illustrated. I think it's one of those classic examples that everybody can identify with. Is I think so. We're gonna do that. Are we gonna do that starting tomorrow? I don't know. We'll see how tomorrow's stream goes. As I've warned, I'm just gonna go back to the main page. The main page, because that's it for the game today. So far, no rating. It's just like, okay, interesting. I really like what they're doing. It's not that complicated. It's a pretty straightforward system. And where I find the interest here, rather than like, okay, how does it handle skills and how does it handle basic combat and stuff? We saw that it's not that different. There are certain things that are almost universal with a lot of these games, and when you get to a generic thing, there are just some basic things that every game needs to do. How to punch somebody, basic interactions and stuff. So where my curiosity now begins is in, okay, where are the places where that system gets extended, twisted, broken, or added to make it fit specific genre? What does the sci-fi expansion do that's special that the fantasy expansion doesn't do? Stuff like that. That's where my interest lies, and hopefully we'll get into that. Hopefully we'll get into that tomorrow. And if not tomorrow, then next week. Friday will still be probably a game design stream as usual. Again, apologies for not streaming yesterday. The jackhammers were driving me absolutely mad. They were still going when the stream would have started, and they kept going for hours afterwards. And I hope that they are not back tomorrow. I don't need that aggravation in my life anymore. Catching up on chat real quick. There's a new version of the D6 system coming out soon. D6 2E just finished their Kickstarter about a month ago. May or may not have grabbed the late Kickstarter a bit ago. Nice! Yeah, there's a second edition coming out. I mean, I'm curious to see what has changed. But in the meantime, this is still a valid examination of a system that seems to be in use quite a lot more than I thought it was. So I'm curious to see, but also good, because that means like when that second edition is out, then we have something to compare that to. So that's something we can have for the future. So that's really cool, actually. I'm glad that they are getting funded. They're getting created. They're getting interest and stuff. The more, the merrier. I love to see it. All right, folks. Gallant Knight Games licensed it from West. Oh yeah, I love Gallant. We know those folks. Yeah. Great. Licensed from West End. I think they said they were trying to keep it easy to update the character. I would hope so, right? That's going to help them a lot. With a lot of folks, like, if I don't have to remake my characters from scratch, if it's still mostly compatible, that's going to be a good thing. So yeah, looking forward to see how that works out. But until then, folks, it's time to wrap up. As always, it's been a blast. Thank you so much, folks, by the way, for those of you who have subscribed. Both of you were Prime subs, and that is just how I like it. Folks, don't give me your money. Life is hard, and 2025 is shaping up to be a shit show of a year for everyone involved. Save your pennies if you can, unless you have way too many pennies. If you have way too many pennies, then please throw some of them at me. It's just the right thing to do. But I just gotta go ahead and assume that most of you on the stream are not awash in pennies. or the penny equivalent in whatever country you may be watching from, which I get. But those of you who have unfortunately been made to pay the toll troll to Bezos do have one minor benefit. You have your Bezos bucks, and two of you, Freitas and PB, have deigned to bless me with your Bezos bucks. It's money you're spending anyway. You may as well give some of it away, and I sincerely appreciate you throwing it at me. I will always take Jeff Bezos' money unless it's from a job. I do not want to work for Jeff Bezos ever. I would never take his money that way. Dan, you say, isn't streaming kind of your job now? Shut up. Bezos does mean kids. Bezos. See, but I say Bezos specifically to put it apart from Bezos. But I will also take your Bezos, my friends. I will also take your Bezos. You'll have to find me. New York City. It's a big city. If you can find me, sure, you can give me a little smoochy as a treat. I said that on stream. I'm never leaving my apartment again. Anyway, folks, thanks as always so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for the subscriptions, for the chats, for the comments, for the suggestions. Today was, again, as I said at the beginning, kind of a weird day. I didn't have any plans. I was going to ramble randomly. So thanks so much, Potato, for the suggestion of the game. I really enjoyed it. I'm really, again, I want to dive into it. I want to dive proper. I want to see a little bit more of the sci-fi. I want to compare it to the fantasy side. I want to see how they play with it. It's a good time. And again, it's also always good just seeing how other systems do it, because already here I saw something that reminded me, like, oh yeah, I need to go back into my system and make sure that my various powers have just a dash more flavor. They're not just dice roll modifications with fancy names, but actually do something that makes them interesting and fun to do, rather than just dice roll modifier number 7, right? Which I think is it's going to be a better approach. Let's see, Potato, you may or may not be manipulating you to help you explore games. You know what? That's fine. You're here. You're watching the stream, and you're watching ads or subscribing, depending on the person. Oh, my lights just changed to green, so that means it's time for me to go. So yeah, look, in a way, you are paying me to do this, so I'm all for it. And I would do this even if I wasn't to, because I'm just that kind of nerd. Thank you as always, folks, for hanging out. I will maybe be back tomorrow, as I've been saying. My normal schedule, and this will have to be updated soon, I suspect. But my normal, nope, that's the, oh yeah, that is the stream. Okay, good, I hit the right button. But that is going to change, most likely starting next week. So even though I hit the button, pay no attention to that. What you should be paying attention to, if you haven't been already, are my socials that just showed up on chat. I am mostly active on Blue Sky, but I am also on dice.camp on Mastodon. And of course, I have a YouTube channel in which all of these streams are cached, and occasionally, very rarely, I make unique content for YouTube, and I'm hoping to produce more of that soon. I'm also keeping an eye on TikTok. I technically have been doing a TikTok thing, but then I kind of stopped, and I might start again, but I don't know, because it's going to get canceled. Is it going to get completely banned? And do I want to spend time on TikTok if it's just going to go away? I don't know. We'll find out. And more on TikTok on in January, I guess. I don't know. Check your Mastodon. I will. But I do have to wrap up the stream, however, on that. But Nathan, I will check your my Mastodon, not yours. I have no access to yours. And if there's anything I need to reply back to, I will. However, I do need to wrap up. So, folks, again, thanks so much for hanging out. I hope that I will be back tomorrow. And if I am back tomorrow, I hope that I will see you then. Please keep an eye on my socials. I will let you all know if there's a stream happening tomorrow. If not, worst case scenario, Friday, you will all definitely see me. So look forward to that. Have a great afternoon, evening, whatever time zone you find yourselves in. And I will see you next time. As always, thank you. I never have the button ready. There we go. Bye.